Counting down your top episodes of 2013. This is the Comedy Bang Bang Best of Part 1. I'll be here with Paul F. Tompkins.
Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
Welcome, one and all. Yes, it is the end of the year, and you know what the end of the year means. Lists! Lists aplenty. You have Santa's list. He has a list. It's sort of his own best of list. Best of little boys and little girls. And you have best of movies list. You have snubs and flubs, the best flubs. And, of course, you have best podcast lists, which the AV Club, who regularly cover podcasts, we were number 1 this year. And speaking of number 1, this is part 1 of the Comedy Bang Bang Best of 2013. And what a great year. Boy, what a storied year in Comedy Bang Bang history. This is perhaps our best year yet, our most consistent year yet.
It
but
is.
Who's that? Engineer Cody, was that you? Oh, wait, we have a special guest here.
Well, I don't know about special.
We haven't heard from him all year long. We haven't heard from him since the very last best of episodes that we did.
Yeah.
You know him as a comedian, a raconteur, a member of the Raconteurs as well.
That's right.
Along with Brendan Benson.
I'm a raccoon-ateur.
That's right.
I tell stories about raccoons, dressed as a raccoon.
You are dressed as a raccoon right now. You have a little burglar's mask.
That's right.
And you're holding, I would think they were bank robber sacks of money, but they don't have the S with the line through it, but they have acorns in it.
That's right. I have big sacks of acorns that I've stolen because raccoons are burglars of the animal kingdom.
They are. They really are. By the way, Paul F. Tompkins is here.
Hello, I'm Paul F. Tompkins. I'm here.
So let us get to it. No more dillying nor dallying. Let us get to your number. Which number is this?
15?
Number 15.
That's right, number 15.
That's shoddy.
Weird Al Yankovic is here, one of our favorite guests of all time.
Well,
Welcome
thank
to
you,
the
Scott.
Hurrah!
Oh, please.
A round,
please.
A round of applause.
Please sit down, sir.
Weird Al Yankovic.
That was so nice of you to stand. That was...
Here's American royalty as well. It's the least I can
Do you hold some sort of a royalty title?
I am, the vicar of Yanks back in the old country.
That's true. So we have confirmation. I know you weren't listening.
Are we talking about that earlier?
Yeah, we were. Yeah. Okay. Al, thank you so much for being here on what I have to guess is your 5th appearance on the show.
Let's go with 5th.
And you were on the TV show. The last time we saw each other, you were on the TV show last season, the season finale.
Was that the last season? I thought there'd be another one.
Well, of course, yeah. We're coming up on.
So it's not really the last season, is it?
I believe. Okay, no, I won't quibble.
It could be the penultimate season. We don't know.
It very well might be.
Vicar, he has trouble with the English language. What he means to say is previous season.
Oh, now it makes sense. Thank you. Thank you.
You guys seem to speak the same language.
Well,
right?
yes, we're countrymen after a fashion.
That's right. That's right. So, what year did your family come over here?
Oh gosh, it was in the late 13th century, I think.
Oh my gosh, on some sort of Mayflower type ship,
on a raft, on a small raft.
On a small raft,
yes,
all the way from England.
It was an accident, as I understand.
It wasn't intended, no. Yeah. Fairly accidental.
You just kind of meant to go out in a pond or something?
It was supposed to be a 3-hour tour. And yet they wound up, coming to America centuries before it was,
Steamer trunks of Hawaiian shirts.
they brought them right over, yes.
Really? So these are family heirlooms that you wear?
They float. Hawaiian shirts.
Of course. It's a benefit of
Not many people know that.
They're the one piece of clothing that floats?
That's why I always wear Hawaiian shirts on an airplane, because if we go down, you don't have time to reach for the life jacket. I'm good.
So you only wear them on an airplane?
Pretty much only on airplanes.
You're about to catch a flight?
Yes. Right after this podcast, I'm out the door, out to LAX.
I see. Boy, a traveling guy.
Yeah. Always on the move,
man.
Yes. Al, what have you been up to? We haven't heard you on the podcast for
a personal
year.
question, Scott.
It is, but I'm going to go there.
Oh. What have I been up to? Oh, gosh, I'm working on the new album. I'm going on the road.
Yes.
I'm playing Bonnaroo this year. That's going to be fun.
Oh, so fun.
Now, Bonnaroo, I've heard of this. This is where a bunch of people, they stand around in the out of doors.
The Bonnaroovians you're talking
Yes,
about.
they're indulging in alcohol and drugs, and they have a contest to see who can smell the most.
Who can smell the most?
Yes.
What sense do you mean that in?
Who can give off the most pungent odor?
I see.
Because I'm really good at actually smelling the most in terms of like guessing people's odors and what they had for lunch, perhaps.
Now, is that a skill, or is that something that is thrust upon you?
No, that was part of my DNA. That was something that's been part of my family since the 13th century, pretty much.
So when they got on this raft, they were led by their smells to America, really?
In a way, because they sensed a new land out there, a land of opportunity. They smelled it, and they followed that scent.
I see. Interesting.
Follow your nose, always good advice.
It always knows.
True.
Always.
Not always?
Always.
That's toucan logic.
Okay.
It's not always valid.
And we all know
Toucan.
3 of those make a 6-pack. So, now what I want to know, though, Al, is you're doing Bonnaroo, and you have a new album, and when does the album come out?
It's on the calendar. I can't be held to this, but sometime in the next 30 years.
Okay.
Sometime. It's the last album on my contract.
Standard 3-decade deal.
Yes, the 3-decade deal. If by the time I'm 83, it hasn't come out yet, the record company is going to ask
They
for the money
release
back.
you?
Yes.
I see. And this is the last of your contract with
Sony.
Sony.
Yes.
Sony. Such a difficult studio to get to in the middle of the day.
It is.
Have you talked to them about that?
That's the traffic is just too heavy on Pico,
It's
so
just
I
out
have to.
there in Century City, the furthest point from anywhere on Earth, in the middle of the
What
day.
is this? The Saturday Night Live sketch, The Californians?
You're a big fan of
If you turn left, if you turn right on La Cienega, though,
Weird Al,
On the way to the
what are you
405.
doing here? Enjoyable sketch.
Just bring it up to them. That's all I ask.
I will.
Okay, thank you so much. Like, make that a negotiation point if you renew your contract. Do you think you're going to renew your contract?
I'm guessing not. I've been under a record contract since 1982. It might be nice to breathe the fresh air for a while.
That's amazing.
A question, if you'll permit it, Vicar. Do you do your own contractual negotiations?
Pretty much, yeah. We put the contract, we tape it on the wall, and we throw darts and figure out what parts we want to negotiate. And it's all very subjective and by chance. It's like like a roulette wheel.
I don't think it's by chance. I think it's by divine intervention. I think God guides those darts to where.
You think so?
I do.
No,
I truly believe that. And
Well,
I do-
there's several schools of thought there.
Yeah.
This may seem like a trivial question, but what type of tape do you use? Do you use Scots tape?
The
Or
Scots,
do you
the
use
Scots tape.
Not
Yes.
masking tape.
Certainly
Please,
not.
take the
If
fandom
you use
mask down.
half-
No!
If you used half of the roll, half a masking tape.
I think the
roll.
Phantom is not half a role. I think it is one of the greatest roles in the history of musical
Homonym
theater.
Scottish, you've done it.
Thank you so much. So, wow, it is amazing. If you'll permit me to swallow in the middle of that
Please
question.
do.
It is amazing. 31 years under contract at the same...
Indentured servitude.
Remember when Prince, the Little Prince, he wrote slave all over his face? Like, you ever feel like doing
Yes.
that? And,
That lasted a week, didn't it?
but
He
you-
used ash from the tiny volcano.
remember how he changed his name to get out of his record contract?
I'm changing my name to an odor because I feel like since that's part of our family's,
Lineage, yeah,
lineage,
their great
that-
skills.
I feel like that would be appropriate. So,
Proud
What kind of
heritage.
odor would
it's,
you
it's
be?
going to be a slightly lavenderish, slightly basil. So a little mix of the two.
Okay.
So if you ever smell that,
then just
I'm referring to
you'll know
myself
your
by name, yes.
your records are around
Yes.
somewhere.
Well, now, Scottrick, what sort of odor would you be if you were an odor?
Gosh, I mean, there's so many great odors out there in the world. There's fresh baked bread.
It's a good one.
You know, I don't know that I could necessarily own that like Prince owned that symbol. I don't think that symbol existed before the Little Prince actually.
No, he created it.
He created. So I feel like we would have to create sense in order to.
Well, much like the vicar has done just now.
Yeah. It's
With the basil and the lavender.
I believe it would be a lot like creating my own perfume, where I just pour a little bit of this in, pour a little
Eau de
bit of this.
Scott.
Yes, Oder Scott. Yes,
Oder
exactly.
Scott.
And just pour a bunch of stuff into it, and then it create something new. Like all the perfumes are all different, aren't they?
All of them.
Like snowflakes.
Yeah.
Yes. No two perfumes are alike.
What if a perfume smelled like a snowflake?
That's right, because ice technically is odorless, but like a dirty snowflake.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
very
Yeah.
subtle.
Yeah.
Essence of snowflake.
Yes, that's what I would change it. What about you?
Would you call your scent Dirty Snowflake?
Oh, I would.
Oh.
Yeah, see
very
what-
That's my
provocative.
online name. How did you know?
Oh, I've chatted with you. in a
That's
room.
my Words with Friends code. Dirty Snowflake 27.
Or we should play Words with Friends, by the way. I played with someone for a while, and she got, I don't know, I don't want to go into
Oh.
it, but
Sounds
Not that-
fascinating.
Is it that Gillian Jacobs?
yeah, Gillian Bellows Jacobs.
Do you know, I had a game of Words with Friends going on
You
with her
did?
for quite some time.
Wait, did she keep it going?
She did keep it going. I tried to quit it 1,000,000 times.
She kept her game
She
going
kept-
with you?
She said, please don't quit the game anymore. You're the only person I want to play with.
Oh!
These other people, I keep having to quit games with them over and over and over. These foul idiots.
What is it because of the words I would...
Oh, wait. Oh, I feel I've said too much.
I believe you have.
No, I never put it together. Scottrick, please do forgive me. I hope I haven't hurt your feelings.
I mean, you haven't hurt my feelings. The situation's hurt my feelings. I don't blame people for relaying.
From the Jersey Shore.
homonyms. But Al, 31 years.
Yes.
The history.
Oh, the history.
The Capitol Records building. I don't know.
Remember that?
You know,
Is it still
I mean,
there?
Maybe.
The Victrola.
After the apocalypse?
78 RPM.
Little
Remember
dog listening to music.
Remember all this
Remember
stuff?
my first 78 RPM
Gosh,
record?
So much history.
So easily
Nathaniel
breakable.
King Cole.
That's right. The music industry in general just has so much history, and you're a part of that. It must feel amazing.
It was so nice to be a footnote in the Rolling Stone music guide.
No, you would be at least a mention.
A footnote and a mention.
A
the
mention,
index.
and then there would be a little number, a footnote
Yes.
next to it to explain who you were.
Ooh, do you know what? I've always wanted to get one of those little swords. Oh, to have that be
Oh, yeah.
the thing that makes people look you up is the little tiny sword.
I want to be a sword with the 3 notches, so I would be the third time that they would it would be necessary to have a
Yes,
sword.
I don't want to be
on
an
it.
asterisk. I want to be a sword.
Yes, a sword.
Yes, of course.
You're talking about a sort of sword cubed.
The little sword, and then it has like 3 notches on it, as in this is
Oh,
the
yes, I
third
see.
sword on the page. And
Feel as if I haven't seen that one in quite a while.
yes.
Thank you for that trip.
Maybe
down
that
memory
maybe
lane.
that'll be what I change my name to. Is that little
The sword with the 3 notches.
Yes.
It's going
wonder
to
what
wreak
that-
havoc with the publishing industry.
I wonder what that would smell like. What would it reek of if it were a smell?
Oh, homonyms!
But Al,
Yes, Scott.
so many hits.
So many. I can't even count them.
How many
It's as if there were an infinite number.
How many number 1 hits have you had?
Number one. Gosh, I can't even. 0.
0 number 1 hits.
Actually, I can count them.
Not
I
even
thought
in
I
the-
wouldn't be able to, and yet I have.
Not even in the comedy charts.
Oh, on the comedy charts, yeah.
Well,
Does
but-
that count?
Nah, not really.
Not really.
But in the regular charts, what's the highest you went?
I've had a couple top 10s. I think the last 2 albums went top 10.
The last 2. I mean, that's amazing to have your later records be the most popular records
It's
you've
a
ever
slow
done.
build. You know, I didn't want to be the kind of artist that, like, you know, hits number 1s right out of the box. I wanted to wait 30, 40 years, have a slow build, a slow climb, and hit the top of the parabola. And yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to peak with my next album. It's going to be my best album. And after that, the slow ride
Slow decline
downhill.
as an independent artist.
Yes.
I have a question for the
Yes.
do you feel as if your best work is yet to come?
It is. I'm doing it right now. In this room.
What? So they're not yet to come, but in the immediate future.
In the immediate future.
Which is the present.
Yes. Now it's the present. Now it's the present. And
You're blowing my mind.
oh,
Why did I eat that peyote button before coming into
Oh my
the
gosh,
podcast?
Mr. Weber or Lord Weber.
Mr. Weber. I'm not
Mr.
so
Weber's
high.
his
Mr.
father.
Webster.
I'm not so high that I can't detect that insult to my station.
How often do you get high, by the way?
Usually of an afternoon.
Every afternoon.
Yes, shortly after 4 p.m.
Alan, I know you have younger listeners as well, but how often have you been high, would you say?
I have never.
You've never been high
No,
ever?
I'm looking forward to it.
Not a single drug ever.
I haven't gotten around to it.
You and I are
Wait,
very-
does Flintstones aspirin count?
Mm,
Because I've had a couple Barneys and a Betty once.
What about drinking? Have you ever legitimately been drunk?
Not legitimately, no. It's been very illegitimate. Yes.
Wasn't sanctioned by the council.
I probably shouldn't say this, but on occasion I have had the occasional blueberry daiquiri.
Blueberry daiquiri, because you live in Hawaii sometimes.
Yes, sometimes you have to do it.
Sure.
When you drink a blue drink, do you feel as if you're in the future?
I only order drinks by color. Like, I'm feeling kind of periwinkle today. Make me something periwinkle.
Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is wealthy person's behavior. This is how it is, Scotrick. Maybe one day you'll know.
How wealthy are you?
It would blow your mind.
I honestly, you've had so many hit records in an era where having hit records meant you were rich. You know, so like I can't imagine having that much money.
I was selling records in the day when people actually bought records.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, I was thinking about this. Remember the 90s when everyone had just to buy one song, they would buy a person's record. And
Remember
they were all like
that?
$15.99.
Yes.
And to have a hit song, you had to say both the MF word and the N word.
You had to have the sticker on.
Yeah.
It said MFN.
Yeah. It's just a crazy time. But again, getting back to it, how wealthy are you?
Well, I don't want to make you jealous, but I have actually 2 TV sets.
My goodness.
Yeah,
In
one
two
for the
separate
living
houses.
room and several houses.
How many houses do you own?
4 houses, but only 2 TV sets. So sometimes the hard part is transporting the TVs to the houses as we need them.
Yeah.
Because it's not a carry-on. You have to check a television.
Yes,
really
if you're
do.
flying on an aeroplane. I almost said a teleplane. Oh, I wish someone would invent one.
Oh my gosh, a teleplane. How amazing would that be? It would just teleport you.
The most amazing.
You would have to walk into a plane-like
Yes,
structure.
exactly. That's right.
But then once you sat down,
You sit down, buckle up.
and waited
Yes.
for 20 minutes
Yes.
while they closed the doors.
Stupid
and,
announcements.
Yeah, just turn off everything.
Yes.
And then boom, you're teleported
Wait
to
for
where you
people to
wanna
get yelled at for not turning off the telephones.
Yes, of course. And then you would have to go through security for
Yes.
a good 2-hour
Absolutely.
period. And then
remove your shoes.
yes, and they would
Top hats.
topping hats, of course.
Medals.
They would medals. Really,
Yes.
you have to remove your medals. I never
would
thought
you
about that.
credit it? They ask me to remove my medal when I go through the metal detector, and it's what I try to explain to them is it's not that type of metal,
Yes,
darling.
it's not a metal detector.
should-
It's a
they-
metal detector.
Yes,
Shouldn't meddle with you.
exactly. Oh, homonyms!
We're doing
Homonyms!
it. We are doing it. Al, what can we expect on the new album? I know
You
you like
should
to
not
keep it.
expect anything.
Songs?
What can't we expect?
I want you to have extremely low expectations. I want you to think that it's just going to be
unfortunately,
horrible.
I cannot,
no,
accommodate you in that
I don't. In
regard.
fact, don't even expect there to be songs on the next album. I expect it to be like a Marcel Marceau record, just like nothing but silence. And that way, when you put it on and you hear the greatest thing you've ever heard in your life, your mind will be blown.
Vega, what should we not expect?
Great question. Great question,
It is
Lord
a
ALW.
It's very meta. You would not expect the soundtrack to your next musical because that would be copyright infringement.
What if you guys work together? Oh, gosh, I would love that.
Well, we've talked about a collabo for quite some time. It's just scheduling is a problem.
Really? Because there's no one to do it?
He's constantly shuttling his televisions back and forth between all of his 4 houses.
You know, a lot of people will be upset with me working with you because they're still upset about that sacrilegious musical that you did, where you took the Lord's name in vain.
Exactly. And
Jesus Christ, superstar!
I wish people would understand it's a problem of punctuation. That comma was never supposed to be in there.
And for 40 years, that comma has resided in that title. And
Why did they send it to be proofread?
why? That's the one step. That's the one thing you should do.
Why did they do it? Cool, can you believe it? Oh no! Oh.
Lord Weber, please.
that plane needed a mask. I think that would have saved it.
Can you imagine if an aeroplane had a giant half mask?
Oh my God!
On its nose cone.
A teleplane.
A teleplane.
But if they build a teleplane, they have to have a half mask.
Fly upon me, I'll transport you to where you wish to go.
Starlight Express 2 teleplane.
It's all actors in plane costumes.
And they're wearing cross-country skis.
Yeah, that's right.
I hate to break it. This is like my last Southwest flight. They did the whole thing with that costumes and everything.
Wow.
It was kind of irritating at the time, but now I see that it's got some potential.
Do you know, I find those people on Southwest, the employees, they're very funny.
Aren't they?
They're very funny.
I
Some
love
of
the
them could
parodies.
be professional comedians.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Is there such a thing?
I don't know. I've always
Professional
I've
comedians?
tried to be one.
Ugh. But no one gives you money for that.
What about being a jester, though? It's very similar.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, if you're a jester, you're paid in, first of all, not being executed.
Sure.
That's payment.
You get to live in a castle.
Yes, that's a bit of a reward in itself. You're exempt from execution.
You don't have to live in a dirt hut.
You don't have to live in a dirt hut. You're free to if you like. But
Sure.
who would like?
You get mutton, I would imagine. Free mutton.
All the mutton you can eat with your hands. Mead.
No utensils, though.
I'm a glutton for mutton.
You
myself.
wipe your hands on a passing dog.
They're very handy.
That's why they had dogs in the castle.
Why would you want to have a dog other than that?
Exactly.
I knew they didn't have utensils, but I didn't know they didn't have napkins or any kind of cloth.
No. They would eat with their hands, you see, and then they
Sure.
would just wipe their
wiping
greasy
dog.
fingers on a wiping dog.
Comedy Bang Bang, we are back here with Zach Galifianakis, our good friend of the show, good friend in life. He told me what I wrote that was so funny, and I agree, it was funny. But we cannot share it with the listeners here because it was a private exchange between the two of us. And we have speaking of a private exchange, let's open it up a little more and make it a little less exclusive by inviting another good friend of ours to the show here. John Daly is with us.
How's it going, guys?
It is going.
How you doing, Zach?
John,
What's
nice
up,
to see
Scott? How's it going?
The sky, for one.
Nice.
Clouds, space shuttles,
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
satellites.
Not anymore. Space shuttles shut down.
That's true.
Yeah.
Got to update my joke.
Yeah.
John, a lot of people know you from the show. You've been on the show many times.
Yeah.
You,
Played many characters.
Bill Cosby Bukowski.
Bill Cosby Bukowski, Frasier Boss.
Dr. Frasier Boss.
Sappity Tappity. Many characters. But, yeah.
Let's put all that aside. Let's talk to you as you.
Let's talk to me as me. And Zach and I have a podcast that we're going to be premiering pretty soon on Earwolf that is called The Peppercast.
Peppercast.
And
Sounds
it is-
exciting.
Yeah. It's great. It's Zach and I. Zach's a little bit older than me, but we've lived in Los Angeles for a while, and the reality of our lives is we're in show business, and we know the Peppers, and
Wait. When you say do you mean the
the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
RHCPs?
Yeah, we're huge Peppermint. Like we're huge Peppermint in general, but we also happen to know. To know the Peppers.
So
And
you started out as fans, but
we
now
started out as
you're
fans.
friends?
We started out as super fans, and then eventually, just from living in LA and living our lives, and we eventually got to know the Peppers.
Ran into the Peppers once at a party, or what? Does that
Well,
count? What
Zach-
happened?
Well, we first of all, the Peppermint is the group that John started. Of
It's the fan club.
Red Hot Chili Pepper fans.
We got
Right.
a theme song, and
Theme song.
Deadheads, Grateful Dead.
Sure.
Fish Heads.
Popperheads. Popperheads, John Popper, and the Blues Traveler.
So we're the
Yeah.
Peppermint.
We're the Peppermint.
What's
You know,
the theme song? Can we?
Well, I don't know if there's a theme song, but there's a lot of great.
he just said there's a theme song.
Well,
what do you mean?
Well, there's not. It's a thing. It's a song. Well, it's in a way a tribute song, and it's called Abracadalifornia.
Abracadalifornia.
Yeah, and it goes a little something like this.
Okay.
Bing a bong, Burbank. Gigga gligga 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 Glendale. Bring a bong, Burbank. Gigga gligga gligga Abracadabra. Californication is the best. And
So that's the theme song for the Peppermint.
well, for the Peppermint.
So you sing that when you guys meet?
Yeah,
or?
and we let's just say when we meet in a basement, and we got one sock on, and it's not on our feet. Okay.
Wait a minute. Well, hold on.
Yeah. Well,
Let me catch up to this.
the pepper tradition. I don't know if you're into the peppers,
Sock's
but
not on feet, but it's on someplace else.
Yeah.
I'm assuming probably not the hands, because that would be kind of normal, like the
The-
feet. Although it's sort of funny.
the
to be honest.
dick. The dick.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Loud and clear.
I've been on the podcast a few times. A little maybe of what I've been up to, but Zach, everyone knows what Zach's been up to. Zach, you were Flea's midwife.
Yeah.
Midwife for Flea's wife?
Yeah,
Midlife
whoever the what lady is in his life.
Wait, you don't know who
Well,
who you were the midwife to?
Flea has a. I don't want to to talk at a term, but there's, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's pretty open about it.
When you're intimate with the Red Hots,
Yeah,
The Peppers.
he likes to call them the Peppers. I like to
you
call them the Red
prefer
Hots.
the Peppers. Yeah,
Anyone call them the Chilies or Chili Peps? I know a lot of people call them the
Chili
Chili
Peps. That's cool. That's cool. I could get
Have you
into
guys
that.
not thought of this in all your meetings?
Chili Peps.
Seems like this would have been
I'll have to-
territory that was well covered.
I'll
by
have to
now.
look through the minutes.
John, do you mind singing the song again?
Which
Just to really call the meeting to order?
The theme
Yeah.
song.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's pretend we're doing it right now. Let's
Okay.
pretend we're meeting.
Do you want me to lay down any kind of like funky bass?
Can you do a Reggie Watts kind of
Yeah, no
bass
problem.
line?
Here we go. Ready?
All
I'll
right.
first I'll do the drum track and like
Yeah. Bing a bong, Burbank. Pig a glig, Glendale. Bing a bong, Burbank. Glig, The target there is much better than the target in Hollywood. It's got an escalator that goes upstairs. You can put your shopping cart on the teeth. Oh yeah! Ice is cold, fire's hot. I got a lot of sperm in my fucking nuts, motherfucker. Yeah, yeah. Bing a bong, Burbank, glig, Glendale. Podcasts are fun because I do it. Give me a little bit and screw it. Tell me, Lord, what the pepper man say. Tell me, Lord, what
Shout
the
out.
pepper man say. Tell me, Lord, what the pepper man say. Hit it, flea. Hit the bass line. Cool drums. Good drumming on that.
Very good. That's a good version. I like that.
Yeah, and
I love how he called out the peppermint. That must be a thrill for.
That took us a long time to get that in that song.
yeah. I mean, it should start with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have to get to our next guest, of course, and you know we can further talk about the peppers on your podcast, of course. But let's turn to Neil Campbell's on the show. Welcome back, Neil.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You've been on the show several times before. You always have something interesting going on.
Yep.
And what I found interesting when you contacted me this time about coming on the show was that you said you're now a playwright.
Sounds so weird to say playwright, but yeah, I guess I am a playwright now.
Wow! So you've written your first play, or
I'm working on it.
Okay, so you're a playwright, and that's what you wanted to come on to talk about?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just feel like, the theater,
Oh.
it's just such like a magical place.
Oh yeah, Zach, John, did either of you guys start in the theater?
No, but Flea did. I mean, I don't know what to go back on.
No, we can. Yeah, we can talk about Flea.
No, I don't want to take Neil. I don't
No,
want to,
we can talk
I'm
about.
happy to discuss.
Yeah, we can talk about Flea. in the
Flea
theater.
played Tony in his sophomore year production of West Side Story, and sang Maria, and realized I don't have the pipes for this. I don't have the skill set. So we tried straight acting. Did the straight play? It was The
Did,
Mousetrap by Agatha Christie.
did the Mousetrap, did Raisin in the Sun, did
Yeah. Burned through a bunch of classics.
Yeah.
Came
Yeah.
to New York,
Georgian Bass.
tried his hand, all the while
Tony and Tina's wedding.
back with the bass. Back, it was with the bass.
I played Tony in Tony. A lot of people don't remember that. It was me, Raphael Sadiq, and another guy. I never got his name, but
Wow.
You won a Tony for that as well.
I did.
He
It
also
was
did-
weird.
He also did Cat on a Hot Red Hot Chili.
Cat on the Red
Wait,
Hot Chili.
excuse me 1 second. We need to pause to hear exactly what you're saying. Please.
It's not.
Say it
I don't
right into the
remember
mic-
the details.
Wait. You're talking about Cat on a Hot Chili Pepper Roof?
Thank you. God.
Oh, that's
years.
by California Williams.
All right. So anyway, the theater, Neil, is your new love.
It is. It's one of the. If you've ever been in the theater,
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
they say that when you're up on stage, you dance with the gods. Because only gods and artists can create.
Oh, that's interesting. I guess you're right.
Yeah, because you're sitting in the theater, the lights go down. When they come up, you don't know where you're going to be.
No.
You know, you could be in a dingy tenement apartment,
Okay.
or a majestic palace, a hippie loved-in, or a war-torn battlefield. You never know.
You never know. I mean, I guess if you read the reviews before you go to the play,
The program.
or the program, yeah, sometimes it has that Act 1, 1946, a tenement house, so then you would know.
Sure, you could find. There are literally hundreds of ways you could spoil it for yourself.
But you don't suggest that.
No.
Do you what do you think people should do when they go to the theater? Should they know anything
in
about a
blind.
play?
No.
Should they
shouldn't
not even the title?
They shouldn't even look at the marquee as they enter.
They should just sight unseen pay for a theater ticket and just
Yep.
walk in and
Just
see
walk
whatever
in,
is
sit
playing.
down, face the correct direction.
Okay, good. That's a good step.
What if I would pay? I could pay a woman to blindfold me and lead me into the theater, so I know absolutely nothing.
What if you could pay one of the Chili Peppers to do that?
Or one of the Chili Peppers, or one of their wives if they're busy.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
I think the theater has a strong tradition of rock stars' wives leading people into the theater because rock stars are too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to text them and see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, the theater has a long tradition of people texting rock stars' wives
Yes.
to see if they're too busy or not.
To blindfold you.
To blindfold them as they walk in so that, okay, we all know that, yeah.
Right. So I mean, you're sitting there. You don't know where it's going to. Then you don't know who's going to enter. You know, it could be a beautiful princess. It could be a recovering alcoholic desperately eyeing a bottle of booze. A salesman, a sucker. Anyone could walk through those doors.
Yeah, anyone. Wow.
Again, maybe you looked at the cast list ahead of time.
Sure.
But let's assume you're going with our first plan.
And there is something of the disbelief, the what do you call that? The
Suspension
of disbelief, where like an actor will walk in and I'll go, oh hey, I know who that actor is, and then they'll start talking. I'll be like, they're not talking about being an actor.
Right.
They're talking about some stupid shit about like I just bought this house and I'm going to leave it to my.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you got to go, no, you're actually watching.
I'm activating my disbelief. I should
Yes.
be suspending it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm rambling on a bit about my love of the theater.
No,
That's because I've been trying to write my own play lately.
I love talking about the theater. I mean, we had Justin Kirk on a while back, and we talked about the theater. So it's one of my favorite topics.
It's
so.
great. I love it. I mean, but it can be intimidating to write your own play.
I can imagine. I mean,
You're a writer. You're familiar with the scourge of the blank screen.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I write. I don't do it on a computer. I do it
same here.
longhand.
Oh, I'm Smith Corona for me.
Oh, okay.
But it's an art form. It's already been mastered by O'Neill, by Chekhov, Ibsen, Beckett,
Pinter.
Shakespeare, for God's sakes.
Let's not forget about him. Right.
So
yeah.
what can I say that they haven't already said?
I guess you're right. That must be difficult.
That was the problem I was having. But then you know what? The answer came to me in the words of the immortal bard himself. To thine own self be true.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which the Peppers, not to get back on them,
Please,
but
let's get back on them.
the Peppers,
Absolutely, yeah.
they had a sound that
Punk, funk.
no one else was thinking of combining all
P-Funk.
these. Well, P-Funk did,
P-Funk.
yeah, punk and funk, yeah.
P-funk, but they weren't. P-funk
Well, that was
funk.
short
They
for
weren't
Parliament
punk.
Funkadelic,
Yeah.
more than punk and funk.
Chili Peppers, Chippers
the
is
Chippers, yeah.
especially Flea, was influenced heavily by Bootsy Collins and Merle Haggard, musicians, all different sorts and stripes.
So, but to their own selves, their own selves, they were true.
To thine own self be true.
Yeah.
True of all the Peppers.
If you could do that in play form,
Exactly.
with your writing, then
You can't keep comparing yourself to the greats. If you're a new rock band, you can't compare yourself to
the
Peppers.
Chippers. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
You have to just be true to yourself, your own experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's what you're trying to do.
write
with
the
your
truth
play?
as I know. Exactly. So, my play, if you don't mind if I just kind of describe it a bit for you here.
I mean, that's sort of antithetical to what you say we should do in the theater, that we shouldn't know anything about it. But if you really want to do that, I guess.
It's like my license plate says. Life is full of contradictions.
Your actual license plate or the frame around it?
No, the license plate.
That's a long vanity license plate.
I don't think it's legal.
Okay. Well,
So yeah, my play.
your play. Tell us about
It's
it.
not about salesmen. It's not about East Village bohemians or star-crossed lovers. It's about something a little bit more personal to me. It's about a hybrid goose man who escapes from the lab where he was created after falsely being accused of murder and goes on the run with a rapping android named Oil Slick 2.0. If you ask me, that sounds about as good as Hamlet.
So, okay. To your own self be true, and you wrote about you say it's a hybrid goose man?
Hybrid goose man.
What do you mean by that when you say a hybrid goose man?
Is it Ryan Gosling?
Well, we haven't cast it yet. Right now, it just exists on the page.
Okay, so part goose, part man.
Yes, exactly. I mean, I can get into this.
Okay, yeah,
Because
yeah.
right now you just know the story. But you can't just have a story. You're putting together a play. You got to have great characters.
Sure.
You know, Blanche Dubois. It's a great character. But my play doesn't have an aging Southern belle. It doesn't even have an old salesman like Willie Loman.
Keep mentioning the salesman. You kind of hung up on this salesman guy.
I haven't noticed.
Okay.
But you know what it would have? A vampire who works as a hitman for the Yakuza.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what's important to me
Okay.
in this modern day and age.
Huh. So that's in your play about a hybrid goose man.
Yes.
You have another character that's a vampire
Who's a hitman for the Yakuza. Well, he's on the
Okay.
run, and that's who's chasing him.
Oh,
The Goose Man.
the goose man's on the run.
With Oil Slick 2.0.
Oh, okay. Okay, great.
And you know, my play, it may not have the acerbic wordplay of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, but it does have snake guns.
Snake guns.
Those are guns that shoot snakes. They have replaced regular guns in this dystopian future society.
Oh. Because bullets were too effective, or they were not effective enough?
Let's just say the government changed their mind about the Second Amendment.
Okay.
Sorry to get political here.
So go on. Snake guns.
Snake
They
guns.
shoot snakes at you, and I guess the snakes are propelled towards the characters and then bite
Bite
the
you.
people?
Yes, exactly.
Are these
Okay.
bullet-sized snakes, or are they
No.
full-size snakes?
They're
Great
full-size
question.
snakes.
Great question.
That was a great question. They are full-size snakes. Sure. It's like
How
a
do
rifle.
they fit into the gun? Or
They're like long rifles,
okay,
like Revolutionary War style.
okay. Like muskets?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Snake
it's funny,
muskets.
the musket is the snake's natural enemy out in the wild.
Oh, I never thought about that. That's what that song "Musket Love" is all about. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And you know,
Musket love.
plays spectacle. That's an important part of a play, isn't
Oh
it?
yeah. You have to these
You have
days.
it. But you know, my play, it doesn't have a falling chandelier.
Like the Phantom with our good friend of the show, Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Exactly. But it does have a sequence where Oil Slick 2.0 does a choreographed dance with a gang of Hispanic teenagers. And then because of that, they help him win his next fight. I don't
Sounds
know.
interesting.
I don't know, you know what? That feels a little bit more truthful to me than dusting off some old classic like Death of a Salesman.
Wow, you really don't like Death of a Salesman.
It's a classic. It's one of my favorites.
Zach, what do you think about this? Does this sound like a juicy role that maybe
Which
you...
one? You
I don't know. There's so many, I know. The vampire, the...
Oil
the
slick?
vampire, the
Which-
half goose, half man.
Yes.
Which half is which, by the way?
It's one half of the double helix is Goose, the other half of the double helix is man.
So it's all just mixed
It's just
together.
intrinsic,
Inherent
yeah.
in his
Mhm.
DNA. Oh, wow. What's he look like more?
Howard the Duck.
So he looks exactly like Howard the Duck?
Yes.
Does he talk like him, too?
I suppose that's what the stage directions say.
Is he a duck or a goose?
No.
No.
So he looks like Howard the Duck, yet he's a goose.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
No, I see that.
Interesting.
Good.
All right. Keep going.
Okay,
And the
well-
name of the play does it have a name yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quacker's Featherbeak's Cuckoo Caper.
All right.
I don't know. To me, it sounds like you could just King Lear, the cherry orchard,
Sure.
Quacker's Featherbeak's Cuckoo Caper. It fits right in.
It does.
Yeah, the long lineage and tradition of...
It kind of reminds me of Uplift Mofo Party Plan.
It really does.
It's a mouthful, but it
I
flows.
wonder if Keeds could ever rap. Maybe he could do the music for this show,
For the play?
for the play.
Yeah.
You know how a lot of musicians like Branford Marsalis, Wynton,
love Branford Marsalis.
Wynton Marsalis, or,
I love
or was it
Wynton.
Branford? I can't remember. One of those guys. They've started doing music for plays now.
Yeah. Branford sax, Winton's trumpet.
Man, that might be. Would you be open to that at all? In the end?
I'd love that. Theater's all about collaboration.
What's the title again?
Quackers, Featherbeaks, Cuckoo Caper.
What would that sound like?
I think Keats could wrap his mind around that.
Let's hear a little bit of that.
I love this.
Hey,
Here we go. So, do you need to look at the, or do you remember it?
I remember that. No. Quackers, Featherbeaks, Cuckoo Caper. I'm a motherfucking really cool guy. I'm a motherfucking really cool guy. Quackers, Featherbeaks, Cuckoo Caper. Spectacle we don't focus on. Oil Slick is a fucking guy that we're friends with. Let me start over.
Oh yeah. There you go.
I think I should start over. I don't think I really did it justice.
Yeah.
Say the name of the thing again.
Quackers, Featherbeaks, Cuckoo Caper.
Flackers, Featherbeaks, Cuckoo Caper. Flackers, Featherbeaks, Cuckoo Caper. Flackers, Featherbeaks, Cuckoo Caper. I'm at the Nikitas. I have a big penis. I put a sock on it. Before I rock it. A Lollapalooza. 92, 93. How are you? Back in the day, I had AIDS, but I didn't ever get good grades in school. I was on different drugs, and then I went to the pool and went swimming. Oh, let's get some ducks. Look like Howard the Duck. I wanna fuck some duck. I'm a fucking guy that likes to fuck people in costumes at Comic-Con. I stick my dick out of a hole in a costume. And
Does that work? I do have
something like that.
I don't know if you like, if that, does
Here's
that encapsulate the theme?
Yes.
I
No,
thought
so-
it started pretty great.
Okay,
Says the
cool.
title of the play. I will say the play's set in this dystopian future society.
Yep.
Has all these characters. A song where, I don't know, 20 seconds in, it just becomes Anthony Kiedis talking about his own life.
Well, I wasn't trying to answer any questions.
It would be tough to see how that would fit.
I was trying to leave the audience. I do challenging stuff, so
I understand.
it's kind of meanders at the end, but it's
But
open-ended.
there's hope. It started well. You say
It started well.
So
you said the
with-
title of the play. You mentioned a couple characters and that Anthony Kiedis talked about.
See, that's
his
where I
own
thought.
life.
I
think
thought it
admitted he
started
had
to heat
AIDS.
up there. That's where I thought it started to really go. But
he did admit he had AIDS
yeah, well,
in the middle of that.
during that time,
As well as an admission of not getting good grades, as I recall.
Right.
yeah, it didn't get good grades. Had nothing to do with getting AIDS.
Is it exciting for you to know that your character on Mad Men is descended from cavemen?
Aren't we all? I mean, think about it.
When you
No,
think
I'd
about
say
it,
Don Moore. He's a real hunter,
but
right?
Sort of a hunter.
does that pop into your head ever when you're doing a scene of like, oh, holy shit, every human being was once a caveman?
That's literally
Did
the
they know
defining
that?
thought
Did they-
about most of my scenes. When I'm staring out a window and
Right.
drinking and smoking, I'm like, you guys, we're all cavemen.
Do you ever, when you're
By
doing...
the way, amazing, and because I'm like in the 60s, right?
Right.
I'm like, by the way, great mascot for an insurance company. Someday.
One day.
Someday.
Did Don run the Geico account?
Yeah. He started it.
When you're doing a scene, do you ever have like a bit of human modern knowledge pop in your head, like a picture of a computer, and it just like takes you out of the scene? Like, oh, holy shit, I'm envisioning a computer.
Yes and no, because I'm an adult and I think about other things all the time.
But do you have to
Don-
stop
Don-
down and say
Yeah,
to the
but
crew,
yes
like,
part.
guys, I just thought about a computer. I'm
But
sorry,
Don's
I
an
ruined the
innovator.
take.
He's
Guys,
seeing into the future.
Atari.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, guys. Sorry, I thought
Sorry.
of Pac-Man.
Sorry, Atari.
Sorry, ruin the take.
Can we
ruin
go
the
back?
take.
Can we go back?
But I think that Don Draper knows that, so that's what makes him such an icon.
You
in
think
his
he's
industry.
a futurist?
You're right.
You
You're
know?
right.
So
You're
he
exactly
sees
right.
where everything is going.
Now, like for example, he's obsessed with carousels.
Exactly.
and the musical Carousel.
Is that what this season is about?
I loved you.
They're doing a revival of
He
carousel.
just
and
does all of Billy Bigelow's
Yeah.
lines.
Maybe a dream ballet in the middle of the. You know
Why
what I mean?
not?
Yeah.
Well, we do have one more season to explore that.
Let's
Is
talk.
this one more left?
Yeah.
Just one more. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the products that you guys are doing on the show this year, like some of the things that the ad agency. Let me guess. Socks.
We have a sock account.
Okay.
I don't think I'm spoiling anything here, but Haynes comes in. You guys. Haynes, where do
Gotta
we
get
get our
that.
Haynes on you? That's
that-
that's a modern slogan. I did not make that up.
Okay.
We any other ones?
Yeah, I would imagine plugs, like electrical plugs.
We don't have any plugs. But
Today's show is sponsored by Blood.
blogs.
Wait a minute, who's this?
Blogs.
Es el chupacabra.
Los enchufadoras.
Sí. Los enchufadoras.
Enchufadoras.
Is this 2 chupacabras or is this just one? Oh my God,
Tenemos dos.
There are 2 chupacabras now.
Chupa, you have a brother that I don't know about?
El chupacabro.
Chupacabro, how are you? It's so nice to meet you.
Gemelo. The twin.
He's my twin brother.
You have a twin brother, and we
Yes,
we've
he's
never...
been stuck in Mexico for the last many years. Now he has joined us.
Down in Jalisco.
Welcome to the States. This is such a pleasure to meet
Gracias,
you.
Aukerman.
Have you ever met Nick Kroll and John Hamm?
Sí.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you, Jon Hamm. Jon Hamm, how are you?
Wait a minute, you've met John Hamm several times, Chupacabra.
Yeah.
And yet you haven't, and you say
Pero
you have.
yo.
No, but he's from another country. He's never been here.
Wait, you guys are twins. Have you been like swapping or not bodies, obviously,
Sí.
but have you been like taking each other's places?
Chupacabro, ¿sabe? Juan Jamón es el star de...
Mamen.
You see, Los Hombres Enojados.
Los hombres enojados. Mamen.
My man. I told him all about the show. My man. Pero es en México es Los Hombres
Hombres
Enojados.
enojados.
Oh, of course,
Sí.
yes. The how roughly translated, that's the...
Yeah, they call it madman.
yeah.
Don Draper.
Don Dropper?
Don Draper.
Donde Dropper?
No. Don Draper.
Don Draper.
Don Draper.
Sí, Don Draper. In Mexico, in Mad Men, en Los Hombres Enojados, it's a show about a man who is a prince. Don Draper. Don Draper.
So he's a prince, really.
He
doesn't-
rules all that he's erased.
Yes.
And now, is this done mainly in the dialogue that it takes the play? Because obviously you don't reshoot an entirely new show.
He's dubbed.
It's doblado.
It's the doblado.
What does that mean?
Dubbed. It means it's the Don Draper. When you hear Don Draper in Mexico...
Es un voz
Oh,
diferente.
dubbed.
Yeah.
Dubbed, yes. So it's all...
Y el chupacabro, that's the voice.
I do
of
the voice.
Don Draper.
You do the voice
I
of
do
Don
the
Draper.
voice.
So you have to replace all the dialogue, and all the dialogue is replaced with mentions of him being a prince. He's a prince?
Well, he's the prince of his domain.
Okay, so he doesn't work in an advertising agency in Mexico.
Well, sort of.
Okay.
He is the Don. He's
El
He's
Don.
the Don. Oh, I
El
get
Don.
it. Okay.
el
yeah.
Don del,
El jefe.
this family that all live in a weird, non-home-looking place, and this is his principality.
Oh, okay. So when he's at work in the Mexican version of the show, that actually is where he lives, and all like Roger and everyone like that is his family. Is that what you're saying?
So,
Okay. What an interesting show.
yes, it's you should hear him do the lines, like the flatness.
The
is-
flatness line. I would love to hear. Yeah, El Chupacabro do some of those lines.
Well, sure.
Say, I will here.
Don't
let me
have to
tell you
twist
something.
your arm, huh?
No, he's
Okay.
this guy.
Okay,
Here we go.
momentito.
It's a different process in Mexico.
Yeah, he's really got to get into it.
Flatness somehow equals alarm.
Say, and it's in English.
Right,
We do
he
the whole
says it
thing
in English. Wait a minute. Why are you?
in Mexico.
Why are you
Because
dubbing
in
the
Mex-
show in English? If it-
Because that's how it sounds.
Hey,
so just to have the accent?
This is all in Spanish right now. English is all the same. Neither of us speak Spanish very well.
Wait, I've never known this about you, El Chupacabra.
Why do you think we speak in English casi todo el tiempo?
because that's the audience.
That's
The
the
audience
audience.
is important to understand.
Do you know that AMC beat Univision
Whoa.
in Mexico?
It's crazy. So Univision does better here than it does in
Yes,
Mexico.
it's not very popular
Wow. So you
because it's all in Spanish.
So you're from Mexico and you don't know any Spanish at all, practically.
Hablábamos un poquito español, pero...
This doesn't make any sense, but I'm learning so many interesting things about you. Like,
You didn't know I had a twin brother in
No.
Chupacabro.
I have to confess, the last few times you've been on the show, it's been sort of...
Aukerman.
Yes.
Just ask a question.
Just ask a question.
Wait,
This is how we
We're
function.
right here.
How am I supposed to know to ask the question, do you have a twin brother who has a very similar name
Show
to you?
some interest.
Okay, all right.
Take in your fellow man.
I'm so sorry. Can I ask you some questions, El Chupacabro?
See?
What was your mother like?
Well, Mama.
She was a beautiful woman. She was with many men.
Lovely. She was lovely.
She was a lovely woman. She was with many men.
Do you share the same father?
No.
Wow. So
Claro que no.
Did your mother have sex with two different men in one night, and one of you is from one of them, and one of you is from the other?
Yeah.
My goodness.
My father was Ray Donaldson.
Ray Donaldson?
Ray Donaldson.
Wait, Ray Donaldson. Why is that ringing?
You
a
may
bell?
know his name. He plays the actor who plays the most interesting man in the world.
Oh, yes, that
On
guy.
the Dos
But this
Dos
was
Equis
when he
commercial.
was not the actor
No.
playing the character of the most
He
interesting
was
man in the
just the most
okay.
interesting man
world.
in
Named
the
Ray
world.
Donaldson.
Interesting.
And my father
There it is.
Ray Kroc.
Who was,
of the Ray
who
of
was
the Croc.
literally the most interesting man
Yes,
in the world.
the guy who
because he invented
elevated
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Right,
McDonald's.
yes. I was going to say
There
Carl's
were the
Jr.
two McDonald's brothers.
Right.
Gemelos.
Rick Kroc.
But Ray Kroc
Hermanos.
elevated the company.
Yes.
Franchise.
He was the franchise.
So you come from money, and you just come
No.
from...
They both came down. They had their way with her mother. As if she was an old couch. And then
My mom was the town bike.
she was a bike, but shaped like a couch.
Your mother was a bike.
Very comfortable bike.
Okay,
very
interesting. But
comfortable bike.
that's shaped like
Like
a
a
couch.
reclining bike.
Like something you will see at Burning Man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Sort
understand.
of recumbent.
So you have two different fathers. You have a mother who's a bike shaped like a couch.
But
that you...
beautiful.
Okay, but
Beautiful.
Okay, and then you popped out, and your brothers.
We did not pop up. It was a painful birthing experience.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because
that
we were-
physiology.
Twins
Yeah.
from different fathers
Yeah.
in the same womb.
Were you conjoined as well?
We were
Connected at the pinky.
at the pinkies.
At the pinkies,
Yes,
and
Connected
you're
at
not
the
now,
pinky.
obviously.
No, it
we
was
had
a
that surgery.
fairly simple surgery.
About 9 years ago, we did it. And then I came to the U.S. and he stayed.
It took a while.
Wow, I've always wondered why your pinky has looked odd, and
It's
I guess
okay,
I should have
sure.
just.
Who looks at a
It's
pinky?
Who looks at a pinky? You know, my favorite cartoon was Animaniacs.
Yeah, with Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah.
And the brain.
That Pinky, a lot of people looked at, and it worked out quite nicely for them.
Pinky el cerebro.
Wow, so you guys, so why did you just never come to America, El Chupacabro?
Well, I had a pretty good in Mexico.
Yeah, that's true.
And,
Redubbing
it was-
Don Draper's
I had a
lines
good
in
jo- I
accent
had a-
into English.
I had a good job. I had a lot of family.
Wait a minute, you had them?
Well,
Why
I
past
still have-
tense?
Pero it's seasonal.
Oh, it's
It's seasonal work. They only make Mad Men every 6 years. One episode every 6 years.
It's sort of catch as catch can.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
That's the other one. He did it. The voice, all the voices for Catch Me If You Can.
All of the voices.
All of the voices.
Tom Hanks, Leo DiCaprio, everybody?
Yes, we did it together.
Police officer number 2?
Yes, he threw me down to do the voiceover.
Wait,
and
you
all
said that he did them all himself, and you're saying you
He
flew
was sick half the time, so I came down. I did the other
We
half.
switch off.
You have very similar voices, so being twins, of course. Clip. And this is an interesting one. This is now, Paul.
Yes, hello.
I went on tour this year.
So did I.
Yes, with me.
Yeah.
That's right. You were around.
Yeah.
you were in
Wait,
the car.
you were there too.
Yeah, you were in the car the whole time.
Hey, we sat next to each other for hours in a car.
That's right. That's right. That was fun.
Right.
That was fun. Okay, so we did that this year. We hit 15 cities, I believe, or not 15 cities, but we did 15 shows in 12
days.
cities.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
City a day.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Some of these are better than any of the episodes.
Those shows were were kind of magical, and the crowd was really. The crowds were amazing, and it was so much fun, and everybody was kind of at the top of their game.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
It was an amazing experience, and this is just to give you one of the best moments from that from San Francisco, and this is Werner Herzog talking about a hotel that we were staying at, and this is your bonus clip.
Scott, thank you for having me. Forgive me if this is unorthodox, but I am also staying at the Majestic Hotel, and I would like to read you the review I have composed for Yelp. I lie awake atop the covers of my cruel bed in the absurdly cramped quarters I have procured at the Majestic Hotel. Sweat flows freely from my entire body, pooling under me and soaking the preposterous bag of air and stones that serves as the mattress. A clammy apprehension seizes me as I reach for the thermostat above the nightstand. Am I truly controlling anything? Certainly not the temperature. Mankind struggles always to convince itself that machines may give it sway over cold, over heat, but eventually the earth claims every creature, thinking or brainless, and all of us shall share the climate of nothingness. In the dark, through the wall, I hear a cry and the unmistakable sound of the breaking of a human toe. 3 stars.
Clip. All right, great bonus clip, huh?
That was a great. If you want to see that review on Yelp, it's still there.
It's still there.
Username is Werner H. And it's still there.
Number 12, Gillian Jacobs from Community. Oh, sorry.
That's right.
Our good friend Gillian Jacobs, in a previous episode, had gotten married to our good friend Gary Marshall, creator of the Happy Days.
Please call him Gary.
I will. Our good friend Gary, creator of Happy Days, Mork and Mindy, Valentine's Day, New Year's Day, all of those things. Pretty Woman, director of that. They had gotten married in a previous episode, and in this episode, we catch up with them and see exactly how that marriage is going.
Hint, not so great.
Not so great. And I start this clip off with a very indelicate question for which I apologize. All right. Let's hear that episode. This is number 12.
Number 1, 2.
Gary, tell me about your sex life. Who you fucking now?
Listen, this is... I'm married to the same woman. Perhaps you are alluding to a strange relationship.
It was weird.
That I embarked upon with a young lady.
It was an illicit affair.
Yes, you could say that. This is a young lady. Yes, I grant you that permission.
I appreciate that.
This is a young lady. She's an actress here in Hollywood. We met doing your podcast. She found out that I'm a wealthy older man. She conspired blatantly right in front of me to have me murder my wife, marry her, and then become rich due to being my wife.
She would be rich, not you. You would be as rich as you were before. Slightly less.
I mean, I'm just always getting richer. So,
right.
You know, I get paid these residuals. It's crazy.
As far as I know, the rich get richer, and the poor, well, they get poorer.
They get poorer. Yeah, it's a good setup.
Yeah,
for the rich.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Now,
for the poor, I could see how you wouldn't like it.
What percentile of richness would you say you are in terms of the world?
Bring back the sex questions. This is even more crass. Probably 1%.
You're in the top one.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
It is.
Must be nice.
It is. I live in Bel Air, gated community.
Yeah.
I got a house that's like a castle blew up.
A castle blew up.
Yeah.
So it's so wide and expansive.
That's right.
It's like meaning blew up like a balloon. Like it's
Yeah.
I
it's
see.
It's like a castle had an allergy to something.
Okay, so it's not like a castle that someone bombed and
It's
there's
like-
rubble everywhere.
It's like if there was a royal family, they were made of peanuts.
Uh-huh.
If they moved into this castle had a nut allergy.
I see. So the royal family was made of peanuts.
It's a race of peanut people, and they're
Sure.
led by a king.
So is it an entire town of peanut people? Meaning
No, it's a whole country.
It's a whole country.
Yeah, you don't have a king of a town.
And
That's a mayor.
They've been wandering, the desert for 40-odd years, and he's led them to this
they're
castle?
dumb. They're made out of peanuts, so they never lived in shelter.
So they're just kind of wandering around in a circle, and at one point they stumble upon...
They're just like all sitting around like, hey, Your Majesty, what do you want to do today? And he's like, you're looking at it. And then, it would rain, and everybody would say, this stinks.
I would think a peanut in the rain, that gets soggy.
What a beautiful turn of phrase. A peanut in the rain.
It gets
Beautiful.
soggy. And
so then,
at one point they wander into this castle. They rub up against it. The castle has a peanut.
No. Here's what happens. There's like a guy in the court of the peanuts who's like he's like the Da Vinci of the peanuts. Right?
Oh, okay, sure.
So he's like, hey, idiots, it's simple. Here's what you do. You build a structure. Everybody can live inside it. So you don't have to get wet in the rain.
We don't have to be a peanut in the rain anymore.
Exactly. We can be warm, dry peanuts.
Mm-hmm. Toasted even.
Toasted, roasted by the fire.
Salted.
Sprinkle salt on ourselves and we'll eat each other. We're a cannibal kingdom.
Sure, of course. Last man standing...
First
to
man,
the victor goes the spoils.
That's right. Mm-hmm. The old saying.
Yes.
So,
is this how Mr. Peanut came to be?
This is later.
Is he the last peanut
later.
standing?
He's the last in the line of the Peanut King.
And yet, he advertises for other peanuts, inanimate peanuts, to be eaten. Interesting.
Yeah, because he's a cannibal. He can't help it. It's in his nature.
Sure.
But you'll notice he dresses in a very elegant manner with the top hat, the monocle.
Disguise his nature.
No, to flaunt his nature. He's descended of noblemen.
I thought it was because, much like all of us, any time we put on clothes is to disguise our very base, human, disgusting nature. I mean, look at you. You have an Argyle sweater. What are you trying to say about yourself? You're putting on airs of like, I'm a classy gentleman?
Much like Mr. Peanut, what I am trying to say is, don't eat me. It would be a hassle to get through all this stuff for you.
Right.
Move along.
Move along to another peanut.
That's right. This is the shark theory. Sharks, they see a guy in a scuba suit. They're like, ooh, a delicious seal. Mm-hmm. They bite into him. They're like, hey, you're not a seal. You tricked
rubber.
me.
Yeah.
They move along as something else.
You ever seen the movie Jaws?
What's that?
Okay. So now we're talking about the peanuts. They get in. They create the structure. And
they build a castle,
yes.
right? They get in there. Somehow this castle, it's got a nut allergy.
A peanut allergy.
Yeah.
As you said.
Yeah.
Somehow. Now, when you say somehow, what do you mean? Like, how does it happen?
I mean, it was a mistake in the building. Probably in the mortaring together of the stones. Then maybe they used... Here's what probably happened. They probably... there's workers that died. They're inside Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
It's like this. Somebody's...
It's creepy to think about when you think about it.
Oh, I think it's exciting.
To know that there are skeletons inside that dam?
Oh, yeah, especially the skeleton part. To look at Hoover Dam, I get my grandkids together. I say, look, Poppy's going to show you something. Look at that. Honey, look, there's skeletons in there. And the kid's like, Poppy, why did you tell us that? And they run away and they hide. They think it's Halloween. They come back later, ask for candy. I'm like, no, you're shit out of luck. It's just skeletons in there. Guys died.
They like that kind of language when you say shit out of luck.
They do. They
learn it from you, I think.
Maybe they do. A case could be made.
What's the nastiest word you've ever said? Are you trying to wind up to it? Just trying to get your mouth...
I think cock.
You think?
I think so, but it's contextual.
Sure. Well, in what context?
I worked on a farm.
So on the farm?
When I was first learning the film game, I worked on a farm.
Sure. And
I used to run the projector at a farm.
and what opportunity did you have to say that word while you were running the projector on this farm?
There was a chicken running around.
Okay. See, it's not such a wait.
There was a double meaning, and everybody enjoyed a nice little giggle.
Okay. So
I said, I got to get my cock out of here.
And then,
everybody, this is big in farms.
Did you take your penis out at that moment?
My wife might be watching this.
Barbara, turn off your YouTube at this. Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I was a young guy. You make mistakes. Hopefully, you
Was
learn
it a mistake,
and you move
or did
on.
anyone? Were people upset?
I'm not proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of it.
You're not proud
know?
of your penis, or just the opportunity?
Both.
Really? What's wrong?
I'm ashamed of the human body.
Yeah, I get that.
I think we're disgusting.
So you don't have a problem penis in general. You just in
No,
having
same problem penis as everybody else.
Yeah. The fact that we have them is a problem.
Oh, you led me down a road.
Oh, the primrose path.
It's not what I call it.
Let's get back to what we were talking about.
Filth Alley.
Let's get back to what you're talking about.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
You had an affair with a young woman, but that's all over.
Yeah, it's it's over. We came back on this program.
You guys had split up.
I revealed to her I didn't actually murder my wife. I put her in suspended animation.
Mm-hmm.
She was, of course, very upset. I granted her a Bel Air divorce.
Which Morgan Freeman gives to you, as I recall.
Denzel Washington,
yes.
but nice try.
Okay, I guess I have the problem.
Who was it? George Washington Carver? Peanuts.
Calling it back.
So then we got divorced, and
you haven't
that
seen her
was
since.
it.
And she's not coming back on this program because
Well, as a matter of fact, she's here right now.
she's here.
Honey, you want to come in here?
She's here right now.
Come on in here, honey.
Yeah,
it's Gillian Jacobs.
Hey, Gilly.
Hi.
Gilly, how are you? Sorry.
I'm okay.
Hi.
She's catching him up on a history.
Hi.
Hi. I'm surprised to see you.
Well, yeah, you didn't invite me, but I'm
Yeah.
here nonetheless.
For
Hi.
the record, I also did not invite her.
What is happening right now?
Well, I sent him a text message, and
Do you receive texts?
I receive them, I don't send them.
What does he text back to you, Gilly?
he usually it's those 3 dots, like he's writing something, but nothing ever comes through. But
I don't know how to make it go.
So you press on the thing and then it's just you have no idea.
I get like the little balloon means
Yeah.
you talk here, stupid.
Right.
And then, but I don't know what you're supposed to do after that.
Yeah.
but anyway, I texted him that I had something really important to tell him, and I wanted to do this in private, but I guess this is the only time you could.
Whoa! So this is
Squeeze me in.
happening. Whatever is happening right here.
Yes.
Live on our show. My goodness.
I don't like the sound of this already.
Well, Gary.
You have a
Please.
you have a sweatshirt. What? Oh yeah. What were you gonna say?
Continue to call me Gary.
Why do you? It's so hot in the studio. Why do you have a sweatshirt? And
What I wanted to tell you, Gary, is that you're a father again.
What? This is crazy. At my age?
That sperm's good.
wow.
That's nice to hear.
That's, by the way, that's what she said.
Yeah, it's what
That's
I
what
did
she
say.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I guess that's not really a double.
Well, I guess this is to be expected.
So you don't wrap a Jimmy on that?
Who has the time anymore? You know what I mean? I don't expect to be alive 5 minutes from now.
They don't make them that small, so we just didn't bother.
Oh,
Listen to this.
Listen to this.
Regular Toady Fields over here.
Regular Shields and Yarnell.
They were mimes, honey. Okay, so here's what happens.
They were mimes, honey. Another great turn of phrase.
After the
a
last-
peanut in the rain. They were mimes, honey.
After the last time we saw each other, we're waiting in the elevator. Stone cold silence.
Yeah.
I mean, it is thick in there. It's like a madman.
Yeah.
A fog of silence.
Yeah. So we eventually get stuck in the elevator. It's like something out of a sitcom.
Wait a minute. So the elevator stopped after this program?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It got stuck.
Yeah.
You were here in February.
That's right. We're
Yeah.
forced to talk to each other. So eventually we're making nice. Everything's fine. We're talking about work. She's on a sitcom. I created the modern sitcom. At this point, she doesn't know if Community's coming back. This is her show.
It was just about to premiere at that point.
Yeah.
It's on the bubble, right?
Sure, yeah.
So,
the primetime panic. Do you need that adjusted for you?
Well, I'm not
More
this
annoying.
I'm short, but I'm not this short.
Let me help out this. There we go.
Maybe someone thought you had
Talk
terrible
while-
posture.
talk
They
while
just
I'm doing
assumed
They
you were
thought,
going to
right.
slouch. They saw your army jacket. They're like, "Hey, Travis Bickle over here. Let him slouch into the
Very
microphone."
funny, very
I'm
funny.
wearing a
Right, the
safari
movie.
You know what?
suit.
I'm a new mother. I don't have time for,
You're not very good at it so far.
What? They
You're
like
holding the
that.
baby upside down.
You got to
on
watch
its
out
head.
for the Fontanelle, which is not a girl group, by the way.
It's not. Was that Fonzie's girlfriend?
Pinky Tuscadero.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Fontanelle. Sorry.
So,
Oh my gosh! Look at
so
that
she
thing.
says he's a beautiful little.
She's
boy,
taking.
girl.
For those of you just listening,
That was something I didn't want to get to till later, but our child was born without genitals.
oh my god!
None?
Look at that. Can I feel that?
Yeah, get in
Look
there.
at
There's
that.
nothing to do.
I'd rather
Nothing
hear-
there.
Nothing
This is
there.
Very
Nothing there.
making me very uncomfortable.
Nothing there either. That's just a dent.
I don't-
There's no hole.
There's no butthole. I'd love
Everything
to. I'd love
comes
to
out the
tear him a
mouth.
new one.
Here's what happened. I said I'll make you a bet. If Community gets picked up for another season, I will have sex with you.
Yep.
I never thought in a million years that show would get picked up.
No
Yeah.
one did. No one did.
It's all references. Hey, this guy, he's like, he loves the movie so much. Let's do the movie. They do the movie. All right, that's the story.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I love Reservoir Dogs. They start it, and then by the end, Mr. Pink gets shot. The end.
What?
So anyway,
So
here
yeah,
we are.
So what I'm not
So
understanding is
months later,
you're trapped in the elevator in February.
Yeah.
yeah,
You promised to have sex with her if it gets picked up. It was picked up maybe 3 weeks ago.
that's right.
Yeah.
And there's a baby here.
Yep.
Thank you for walking me through the timeline, because this does seem strange.
Seems a
What are you
little
talking
strange
about?
because how old is this baby?
This baby's
This non-gendered baby?
like 9 hours old.
You say
What?
you just had this baby
Yep.
today.
Yep.
So tracking 9 months back, that's November, which is when you guys were...
Mama.
Okay, so maybe this is... Oh, did you hear that? Oh my goodness,
talking.
it's talking. So maybe this baby was conceived while you guys were still in the throes of passion.
I think this baby was conceived in February and was born.
Hold on a second. That's when all babies are conceived.
In the throes of passion?
Yeah, no, it wasn't conceived on the phone.
But
Well, it could have been rape.
Boy, oh boy.
I don't think that word has ever been said on this program. Please,
Boy,
Gilly.
why did I-
Gilly?
Sorry. I mean, I'm just saying.
Can't believe that actually happened.
But
Sorry.
did you guys have sex in the elevator? People
Yes.
want to know.
No, we didn't have sex
We
in
had
the elevator.
phone sex in the elevator.
With whom? Each
With
other?
each other. I
other.
said, hey, I'm getting a signal. Are you? She said, yes. We turned our backs. We sat back to back and we had phone sex in the elevator.
Yeah.
So you were sitting back to back though, so you could sort of feel the vibrations of what you
Yeah,
you
it was
guys were
very
doing?
erotic.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, you had phone sex in the elevator.
Yes.
And then 5 months later, there's a baby.
No, well, yeah, we had penetrative sex. When did it get picked up? Like 2 weeks ago, something like that?
I think so, something
Yeah.
like that.
And We had sex 2 weeks ago.
penetrated her, she says.
We're talking about sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
This
just
is a-
like burst in there.
Hey, I'm not Barbara Marx. All right?
So how does this happen, Gilly?
Well, he undid his pants,
Continue.
pulled down his underwear.
Oh, God. Please go on.
I mean,
It sounds less erotic now in the telling.
Yeah, tidy whities or what's he have
he wears loose boxers, very loose, barely held up.
Who's texting you? The Professionalism Council?
on? Oh, look at that. So good. And he wears loose boxers?
Loose boxes.
Yeah,
I like
Like
to be
one size too
comfortable.
big?
the elastic's kind of worn out. They're barely holding on.
They're perfectly good. Why should I throw them
He's
away?
got a tight belt over those pants.
So you penetrate Gilly here.
Yep.
And how does a baby? Do you have like some sort of super sperm? Is that what we're?
I told you the
That's
sperm's
not for me to
good.
say.
The sperm is good.
How many of your kids came about in this manner, where they were born within 2 weeks?
All of them.
Sorry, it's hungry. I gotta.
Oh my goodness!
All
our,
of my,
our viewers are getting a treat here.
Right through the clothes. It's a strong baby. All of my children had a gestation period of 2 weeks.
Can I? Okay, and this is going to sound really crazy.
Eh?
And I hesitate to even say it, quite honestly, because it sounds fanciful, and I think the answer has to be no.
All right.
I don't think it's possible what I'm asking, but I'm just going to throw it out there anyway.
Okay.
But are you from some sort of race of alien super beings?
Whew. Never been asked that before.
I can see why not. It couldn't even be possible. I don't know why I asked it, but are you some sort of alien super being that comes from another world that has come here to impregnate our women, our Hollywood actresses?
I mean, that's not the only thing I came here to do. Oh, sir, yeah, I am.
You are?
Yeah.
God!
Yeah, from outer space.
Why? What was the other thing you came here to do? To create Hollywood
create television shows
or
and
was
direct
that,
movies.
And what about the Loch Ness Monster and the Bigfoot?
I'm trying to find that Loch Ness Monster.
Why are you trying to find them? Are they a threat to your super being?
I want to bring the Loch Ness Monster back to my home planet as an example of mythology.
I was going to say, as an example of Earth creatures, it's not an example of Earth creatures because no one's been able to find it.
Well, it honestly is the thing. I've become very attached to the Earth, and I don't want it to be destroyed. So I think if I bring the Loch Ness Monster back there, everybody will be afraid they won't destroy the Earth.
Gary!
No, I'm not so bad after all.
Gary!
Oh, I'm just a simple guy from another planet. I want to impregnate Hollywood actresses, make movies, and find the Loch Ness Monster and scare my home planet.
Two-part question. What is the name of your home planet? And B, are we under threat of being destroyed by them?
I'll take the second part first, Scott.
That's fair.
Yes, you are in danger of being destroyed by my planet.
Looming danger?
Imminent danger.
Imminent.
And number two, the name of the planet is Gregord.
Gregord.
Yes.
Is that with a hyphen at all?
Nope.
Just
like it sounds.
And are all the letters right after each other?
No.
No, they're all mixed up?
Not on your planet.
Interesting. Wow. And so this is an half alien. I mean, I'm assuming you're a human being.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Sure.
This makes a lot of sense now. Now, on your planet, are babies born sans genitals?
Yeah, we don't need them.
Okay.
So then how did you
So
get
what's that beautiful dick of yours? I mean, where'd that come from?
You're sweet to say.
That beautiful sweet dick, where did it come from?
It's a thing that I can grow if I need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're compatible with any species in the universe.
Under dire circumstances, you can grow that.
Yeah, we're there.
So can this baby grow what it needs to grow?
No. It can start to. Because it's only half.
Oh, he's a
man.
halfie.
Yeah.
What do I do about the lack of butthole?
You won't have to worry about it.
All right. Do I feed it? Do I keep feeding it?
Nope.
Oh.
Don't ever feed it.
Oh.
You didn't feed it, did you?
Well, I held it.
Yeah,
Like
you've
that.
held it like that. That's not really been doing.
That's feeding.
But it was through my shirt.
So why have you been doing it?
It wanted to.
Oh, we got it.
Feed me.
It's talking.
Was
again.
that you?
I don't think so.
No.
Her mouth wasn't moving. Obviously, it wasn't her.
I wasn't paying attention.
Feed me.
Well, this is a fascinating story, and I want to know more about
I'm
this.
sure people are bored.
You think people are bored by the revelation that there's alien life here on Earth? All right. Well, you have a shorter attention span than I, but
Hey, when you get to be my age, you've heard it all before.
What's your alien name?
Oh, it's unpronounceable.
Really? Is it the N-word? Is that why? Yes, and
Yes, and it's not the N-word you're thinking of.
Oh, really?
That's right.
Which one?
Oh, it's a word we have on my own planet.
Number one.
Wait, he's here.
Hey,
Hey, Mr. Stallone.
Sly Stallone. Hey.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
And Frank.
Hey, Frank Stallone's here too.
Yeah, I'm Frank Stallone.
Oh my God, this is such an honor.
Sit down, Frankie.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys questions? I've
Sure.
had so many on my mind. The first thing I've always wanted to ask you, Sly. I mean, I never thought I'd be in the same room with you, but what's the deal with that tape of you getting a blowjob in your trailer?
Whoa, hey.
You don't gotta answer it, Rock. I mean, Sly.
Wait, you confuse him with his character, Rocky?
Sometimes.
My
You
brother
grew up with
Frank-
him.
My
Yeah.
brother Frankie's a special kid. He got knocked in the head. He's never been right ever since.
I still got my singing career.
Oh, that's right. I'd love to hear your song from Staying Alive.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that is? It's time for sex.
That is a great song.
yeah.
One of my favorites. It just gets right to the
Guy's
point.
a real
What's weird about that
fucking
song?
Talent. This guy's a real talent.
Thanks, there.
What's weird about that song is it's no longer than that. It just
Yeah.
is that, and it's rocketed to
Well,
the top of the
more
charts.
than
Yeah, we were the Twitter of songs before even Twitter existed.
Only 19 seconds, but it just
Yeah.
gets in, gets out, does what it needs to do.
You tell them, Rams.
Yeah,
Ramps.
Rams.
Oh, I thought you said Gramps.
My brother knocked him in the head one too many times when we were little kids, and
I got a dent in my head. I got a dent in my head from when Sly hit me in the head so hard.
it's like
I can't remember. I can't remember anything. I call hamburgers houses.
Houses?
I call hamburgers houses.
Well, they're not. They're clearly
I
not.
know, but I got hit in the head. I can't remember
What do you
now.
call houses?
I call houses hot dogs.
It's like
Then what do you call hot dogs?
That's the thing. I call hot dogs Marvin's.
Oh,
boy, it's all jimble jambled up
Frankie,
there. It's like a world
Frankie.
scramble.
What did you call Marvin Hamlish?
Oh, I call him hot dog Hamlish.
Wait, you can't.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. My head is
That's
so
disrespectful
messy
to an
up
Oscar winner.
Hey,
You tell me. Hey, all right, you got it. You got it there, Oscar.
Don't call him Oscar.
He's Oscar from the movie Oscar.
What do you call Oscars?
Well, I just got him confused. I call Oscar.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So you're straight
Oscar,
on
that side of the brain is
Good.
fine.
Oh wait, the side that knows what Academy Awards are.
No, I thought you meant Oscars like names.
Oh, so what do you call Oscars like awards?
Oh, I call that-
Oscar Mayer hot dog.
Oh, Oscar Mayer hot dog.
Oh, that's a conundrum.
Yeah.
Because you know what an Oscar the name is.
I call my Kia vaginas.
I give it giant. This kid's the best. I love this.
That's what we call it. Yeah, that's what I mean when they put him.
You know what's interesting is you're more fucked up than Sly here, and
I got hit in the head real bad.
Sly's
Yeah, he's a good kid.
It really hurt.
His head is all dented up like you get a plastic pitcher of water and you drop it and it's got a little dent in it. It still holds the water.
You pour water in my mouth and comes out the back of my head.
Oh God!
I'm like a skeleton.
Ah,
It's good for the kids.
it's sort of like trepanation, you know, where you drill a hole in your head.
Yeah, like getting a maple syrup, but the only thing that comes out of me is brains.
Are you getting a lot of oxygen in there, though? Is it euphoric?
Too much.
Hey, doctor says too much oxygen.
I've always wondered, would you guys ever do a remake of Demolition Man where Sly, you play the Wesley part, and Frank, you play the Sly part?
Oh my gosh, I would love it.
Yeah, we're talking to some people.
I'm John Spartan.
Kid knows every picture you ever made.
I love him. I love it. I go see
Ask
him all.
him anything. The kids are.
I love him.
What about Judge Dredd? Would you do Judge Dredd where you're the Rob Schneider role, Sly, and you, Frank, are the Sly role?
Oh my God, I would love it.
We're talking to people about
Yeah,
it.
Who are you talking to?
I'm the law.
I know this Persian.
Would you do a
We
remake
got
of...
this Persian guy. He's really into the whole thing. This Persian guy wants to give us a lot of money.
Wow. Would you do a remake
He
of...
owns 4 shops at the Glendale Mall out here. I know it's a local reference, but it's true. It's true. He owns 4 different shops.
This guy's monster.
Would you guys do a remake of the recent Judge Dredd, but just do it with Rob Schneider and you?
Yeah, we're talking to people.
Wait, you're talking to some people about that?
I know this Macedonian guy.
A Macedonian
This guy, Macedonian guy, when he rents out a hotel, he gets 4 rooms. 4 rooms for all of his mistresses.
He keeps his shoes in one.
Just regular size rooms, though?
They're regular size. They're small rooms.
They're not 4 suites.
Sometimes they're just like twin beds in there.
Get a suite. Go get a suite. You know, get it there.
And I'm like, oh boy,
yeah.
But we're gonna talk to a lot.
This kid's a genius.
I got a lot of songs. I got a lot of stuff.
I'd love to hear another one of your songs.
You want to name one, and I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear the theme from Under the Top.
Oh, okay,
the sequel
got it.
to Over the Top.
You got it. Here you go. 2, 3, 4. He's going to not arm wrestle. He's going under the table to eat some gum.
And that's it. And that's all you need. Oh, I love it.
It's all about the competitive gum eating world. Yeah. You got to go find the best tables and pull out the best
under the top.
Under the top.
Yeah. You just
and it's like the big top.
The big top. Oh,
yeah, it's like the one that passed through
Washington. They left.
Oh,
they left all the lion tamers there.
Yeah, all the lion tamers moved to Chevy Chase.
Sly, you ever wrestle a lion?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking to some people about
Wait, so it's in the future you're going to be doing that?
Yeah, he did it. He's going to start with
Christ,
4 lions.
In the 80s, you know, I mean, me and Arnold.
Arnold, right?
Yeah, we go out.
Arnold.
Go get a bunch of lions and fuck them.
What?
They used to fuck these lions just out and about. They were both married and they just fuck them.
I guess it's not cheating.
We brought Frank.
Hey, Eaton's not cheating either.
Also, Eaton ain't cheetah.
Oh, Eaton ain't cheetah.
I ate out a cheetah one time. I caught up, but I was training real hard for Rocky 2, and that was my training. I run out there, cheetah.
And once you caught it, that was your reward for catching the cheetah? Was to eat out its vagina?
Listen, my little brother Frankie, he was trying to get our attention.
When you ate out that cheetah, did you do it in the bush? Did you do it in the bush?
Shut the fuck up, man.
I'm so sorry.
Be a man.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to be a man here.
I'm sorry, that's fine.
Be a gentleman about it.
I'm sorry.
Now he knows my name.
I did that, I got confused.
Got whacked in the head. Maybe I need to whack him back in the head.
Hey, don't whack me, Copland.
Oh, that was horrifying. I saw some brain spill out the back.
I gotta eat it.
Oh, wait, you're eating your own brain?
I gotta get it back in.
Frankie, come on, Frankie.
I gotta eat that.
Oh, God. It's on the corner of your mouth. Oh, God.
Fuck it all up.
Hey, you should have that the couple facts in here.
What?
Thought to put on that elephant we're talking about.
Yeah.
Post. Hey, guy, producer.
Oh, effects. Oh, okay. I thought you said something different.
No, I said what you think I said.
Wait, that's what you call sound effects?
No, those guys that was in here.
The guys from the league on the new show FFX.
Oh, those guys. Yeah.
FFX shows. I love it.
Couple fucking.
Yeah, they're gay.
Couple what now?
They're gay. They're gay guys.
I don't know what you call them now. Gay guys. Never for me, you know what I mean? Not for me.
Well, guys, gosh, I hate to pass up. I hate to take time off the table to talk to two stars like you. But I have to take a break.
Let me tell you, you seen Frankie Stallone out in the bar? Because I swear to God, this is true. He wears a hat that says Frank Stallone on it.
I got a shirt that matches. Hat says Frank Stallone. Shirt says Frank Stallone. Pants say Marvin Hot Dogs.
Wait, because you wanted your pants to say Marvin Hamlish?
Yeah.
I thought, okay, well, whoa.
Ow. That's a real
Sly
gun.
just shot Frank.
Yeah.
Please put your guns away.
We'll fix
I don't feel good.
It's okay, Frank. Walk it off, kiddo.
Number 10.
As we what is Frank? Engineer Frank, can you please stop that? What is
Westwood
that?
One, Culver
Is that a
City,
sound effect?
California. It's
What's
the top
Engineer? No, Engineer Frank, you're not doing this, are you? No. Oh no.
Leica Show.
Oh no, not the Tom Leica Show.
It's me, Tom Leica's, here on the Tom Leica's program.
No,
I'm
it's
sitting
not.
down on a Flash Friday.
No, it's not a Flash
Friday.
Friday.
Calls.
No, you're not.
Pulling bitches off my cock.
Oh, God, no.
Here with Scott Aukerman.
No, Tom.
You're on Tom. Biello.
No, I'm not on Tom. You're on Scott.
You're not on Tom, but Tom's on top.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't. Tom.
I'm doing great.
Tom. Oh, God.
What is your question for the professor?
To the listeners, I'm sorry about this. Tom Likas, who's a radio personality of note, he hasn't been on the show in a year.
I'm sorry. What do you say most often to a woman after you get done with her? I'm sorry, baby. Woo! Tell me about it.
Please, this is not how the way the show normally is. If you're listening to the show for the first time, this is not what I want the show to be. Tom Likas, you're a disgusting human being. We talked about that last time. You were here with.
Thank you. But I only let women talk to me like that, and only if they're stuffed with my balls. You know what I'm talking about?
I think we talked
about coitus.
I think we talked about that with Amy Poehler last time, about how you like to stick your balls into. Anyway,
you never know where the balls are gonna fit until you go to blowmeuptop.com.
Okay,
that's blowmeuptop.com.
Tom, are you planning on being here the entire show?
I don't make plans. I don't know if you can see this right now, but I have a beautiful, young, emotionally vulnerable woman right now.
No, she's my guest.
Licking. No, it's under the table.
Oh, it's under the table? Okay, what's going on?
She's licking the back of my knees because she's not good enough for the rest of it yet.
Oh, God.
Can you handle it, dear?
I think he's talking to our guest. Please, Tom, if you're going to be here the whole show, at least let me introduce our guest.
It's Flash Fridays.
It's not.
If you flash the Tom Likas trunk, you get a free date at Long John Silver's.
Oh, God.
Blow me up, Tom!
blowmeuptop.com, Maria Bureau Top, yellow.
All right, let's introduce her. Maria, you're a fan, it seems.
I love Tom Likas.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know you do.
I do. Oh, I mean, I know I'm too old for you, Tom Likas.
You think you're too old for me?
I mean, I think you'd let me cup your
There's
balls.
always room on the roster.
Could I work the shaft?
There's always room on the roster if you know how to play a keister. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, Tom, please. This is a
I
respectable
want to know
show.
legitimately if she knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, I guess we can find out if she knows what you're talking about.
What I'm talking about.
I do. I know that you respect women and you respect people of color, and
I respect women the way I respect a bucket of popcorn shrimp.
In what way is that?
Because they go down easy.
Are you married, Tom? I forgot.
I don't get married.
Oh, that's right.
Let me tell you something about women. Women want to get married, and I know Maria comes in here and she goes, "I want Tom to propose to me and give me a ring." Let me tell you something, sweetheart. The only ring you're going to be getting from me is a real wet ring around the backside. You know what I'm talking about?
What?
The only ring you're going to be getting from me.
He's going to put his cock
into
my bunghole.
Oh, that ring.
Ring around the rosy.
Okay,
That's
guys.
Pocket full of posy.
This is not the way the show normally
Take
runs.
me out fairy tale style.
I don't. Okay, what is fairy tale style? Now I actually am.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel. Oh yeah.
Wait, it's fairy tale style if you just say Rapunzel, Rapunzel. Oh yeah.
You got it.
Okay, well, I've never heard that before. All right, let's get to our guest. And Maria, I apologize for having you on.
I'm so
You're old top,
grateful.
yellow.
Oh,
It was supposed to be
love
just you and me for the entire hour, just talking about old times and.
No, this is perfect. You know,
Okay.
because sometimes, Tom, I just do want to, because I do want, I want to live with my boyfriend. We've been dating only 6 months, and we're going to move in together maybe in
6 months, and you want to get your hooks in him.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Maria here. What if I lost the sentence and I just remained silent?
It seems like that happened. Do you remember what she was talking about?
I'm doing great.
But what do you think is the best? I mean, if I were not a good person, if I were a manipulative person, how?
Are you
Maria
taking
Bamford
care
is
of
here,
his
by the way.
sack?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I am. As I said earlier.
Maria Bamford.
Do you compliment his bank account when you submit?
You know her as a comedian.
Yes.
Maria Bamford.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me on the show. And this is seriously. I have listened to Tom Likas. As well as.
Wait, you said you used to listen. What does that mean? You're not currently
I don't
listening.
know where to find
Let me tell
it.
you something about broadcasting, Scott.
Broads.
Yeah, that's right. Broadcasting is the best way to get a pussy.
I'd missed most of that.
When are you on, Tom? Because I just can't.
I am on the internet.
So always on.
Yeah, you can listen anytime you want to blow me up, blah, blah, blah.
See, that's the only problem. See, I only
like it
listened to
with a
Tom Lapkus when I was in the car, super bored. You know,
yeah.
I mean,
super bored.
Did you
what?
pull,
Okay,
did
wait a
you
minute.
pull over?
What do
Because you
imply?
can't listen to Tom with both hands on the wheel.
Oh God.
Do you understand the inference that I'm making?
Yes, of course, Tom. Look, let's talk to Maria here for a little bit. If let's maybe tag team on questions for Maria.
You
Is that
double
okay?
down, big boy?
I don't know, but I'm
not gay. Number 9.
So this is from the 4th anniversary extravaganza. This was all-star episode. You have David Wain, Marissa Wampler, Tracy Reardon. You have Mike the janitor. You have the Bachelor brothers, and you have Jason Mantzoukas. This is a great episode.
What's Jason Mantzoukas a person from?
That's a character that this really funny comedian has been playing for about 40 years or so.
Let's say 40
But we're going to hear 2 clips from this episode. It was a long one, and so we're going to hear 2 different chunks. The first chunk, we have David Wain, and then we have Marissa Wampler and Tracy Reardon, who are very similar in age. One is 16 and one is 17. Okay, so we're going to hear that chunk where those 2 meet for probably the first time, I think.
They don't like
each other. They talked on Twitter previous to this, and so we're going to hear that chunk. And then after that chunk, we are going to hear from the Bachelor brothers. So,
was this the first appearance?
This is their
of the
first
Bachelor
appearance. We'd never met them before, and they're very interesting people.
Yes, they are.
So we're going to hear from that. This is your number 9 clip.
Number 9.
David Wain is here, and I have a very special guest here, a co-host almost in a way, and you heard her on the show a while back, I guess, maybe a month and a half ago. She was on the show with Adam Brody, and was that a big thrill for you, by the way?
That was a huge thrill. I feel like Adam Brody was like such a nice guy, and like I really learned a lot about him because I always watched him in movies and TV shows and stuff, and like I really learned that like he's a really good surfer, and he's like a really good actor, and he was so sweet, and he touched my thigh.
Yeah. Did you get his email address or anything like that?
He didn't give it to me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Whatever.
But maybe one of these guests that we have on the show today, like David Wain, will maybe give you his
I
email
would love
address.
it.
Married.
That's okay, but you
I
can
can
give
still
your
email you. Yeah.
Oh,
you can just chat online or whatever.
Okay. I mean, I'm open to the touching the thigh if we want to talk about.
Wait, you're okay with that, but being a married man, but you're not with the email?
Well, email can get very intimate.
You were very quick on that, by the way. You went married, almost as if that's
He's
your
too
defense.
scared. He's like,
well,
really
I was
attracted
thinking
to me.
about like if there's like she has sort of a milky thigh that has a little bit of sweat glow to it.
Yeah, you're wearing shorts today.
I'd like to.
It really gets me.
You weren't wearing shorts last time I saw you.
No, because it wasn't that warm. I bite you.
Yeah, didn't get a good look at
I've
those
never
things.
seen
it's
shorts
okay.
that short.
Oh yeah, well these actually were jeans, but I just cut them off at the point where it started hurting me, like because they were really really tight. So right exactly on my fattest part of my thigh, I cut them.
Married.
Okay.
Tracy Reardon, by the way, is here.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't
Tracy.
say your name. Hello, Tracy. Welcome to the
Tracy
show.
Reardon.
A lot
Thanks
of
for
people
having me.
were a big fan of your appearance on the show.
That's really cool. I got a lot of like really weird tweets from people where they were like talking about like the way I talk, and they didn't like the way I talked. Or
And we should explain the way you talk. You
emphatically.
You have sort of we talked about it on the show, and it's okay to talk about this because it's just your life, but you
Yeah.
have like a congenital birth defect, which...
It's not a birth defect.
Oh, wait, what happened again?
Well, you're talking about my ear? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's not really like part of my talking. My ear...
Oh, I thought that was related to the way you talk.
No, not really.
Because the one side of your face doesn't have any cartilage.
My left ear doesn't have any cartilage because of the way I was birthed by my mom. I came out of my mom's vagina, and I just like my whole head scraped against the side of her vagina, and my ear fell off.
Your mom barfed you?
Birthed me.
Oh, okay.
I thought that had something to do with the way you talked.
No, I mean, no one's ever really suggested that.
No one suggested that?
No one's ever really talked about how I talk until right now.
What? So you don't know that there's you talk it?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I feel like it's not hurt. It's like you're trying to hurt my feelings. Is what I'm saying.
I'm not trying to hurt your feelings.
Okay.
In fact, I deeply apologize.
Thank you.
But it's okay to talk about your ear, though.
Yeah, it's like really obvious.
You're proud of that.
My ear is really obvious.
Yeah,
You realize,
but not your voice.
Scott, you realize everyone talks in a slightly different accent. That's part of the
I
wonderful
understand
thing.
that.
Oh my god.
What the F is going on?
Oh,
Busted.
Hi, Marissa.
Who's this, your wife?
Stone cold busted.
Marissa Wampler just made her way into this.
Womp it up. If it were not for the fact that I was following the Twitter feed of one Mrs. Tracy Reardon. Uh-huh.
With an R.
I would not have known that there was an anniversary show, which I did not get an invite to. So I come in and see you chatting it up with an earless,
I have one ear.
sweaty woman in a tube top.
By the way, thanks for wearing the tube top today.
You're
and the
welcome.
shorts.
Great tube top.
Yeah,
And
married
am
man.
am I too loud on the
Yeah,
mics?
Marissa, you're always too loud on the mics. Look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Why
not.
are you so out of breath?
You realize you don't need an invite to come to the show. You're supposed to be here every week.
What?
You just elect not to
I
come
don't know what
most weeks out of the year.
The sketch is. I don't know what the sketch is.
The sketch is we do it once a week, sometimes twice a week, and you're supposed to be here.
Well, you can color me mad, okay? Because I am a woman scorned here.
I don't know what to say here.
Yeah, how about flowers and chocolate would do the trick?
I have several female guests on the show
I don't
all
want
the
to hear
time.
about. I don't listen to your show for the final time. I don't listen.
Wait, why are you following Tracy here on Twitter?
Thank you.
First of all, I admitted that in a fit of rage. I'm now regretting that.
Well, now I know.
You know what? Reardon, where are you from?
Well, actually, it doesn't really matter where I'm from. Because...
No, it does matter, because I'm coming to your house tonight.
Well, I live in Burbank with my grandma now.
Oh,
so-
do you?
Yeah, I'm
You go to Burbank Public?
She may
I'm
live somewhere
old.
different than where she's from.
Oh, Wain.
So it's more relevant to say, like, where are you living
Wain,
now?
whose
you wanna
side are
get
you
her.
on?
I'm on trying to
You
help
choose. I want every man in this room to choose sides right now.
Wait, Marissa, you know David Wain?
Yeah, of
on a
course.
last name basis?
Well, I've been sending him my headshot every 3 days.
Well, Melissa.
Marissa wants to break into show business.
I believe me. I've wallpapered my whole garage with her headshots.
Whoa.
married.
Melissa.
I'm sorry?
Melissa?
It's Marissa. Say
Melissa.
it. It's Marissa.
Melissa.
It's Marissa.
I'm saying
don't taunt
What
her,
is
Marissa.
this? Children
That's
of a lesser god? I'm not interested.
What?
I'm not deaf.
That's unseen. Yeah, despite her appearance,
I have
she's
a
not.
hole in the side of my head. It works. It just doesn't have cartilage around it.
That reminds me of the woman who founded the Girl Scouts. Remember, she got a piece of rice thrown in her ear.
I wasn't
at
allowed
her
in Girl
wedding.
Scouts.
Who could forget?
And she
Who doesn't know that story?
and she went deaf.
That's sad. At her wedding?
Yeah, it's better than a story about getting scraped against your mother's vajaj.
Wow, you really know a lot about me.
Hey, I wish I had gone deaf at my wedding, then I wouldn't have to listen to my wife nagging all the time. But we'll talk about that later.
More Wayne Scotting
That's more
after
Wayne
this.
Scott.
Wait, Marissa, I have female guests on the show all the time. You've never acted like this. What's the problem?
When this girl showed up on your podcast, which I don't listen to, suddenly everyone's blowing it up on Twitter saying, "Oh, you two should do a show together. You should do a show together."
Oh yeah, I think that would be charming.
Yeah, well-
two 16-year. How old are
Hey,
you?
17.
keep your
17.
sick sexual preferences to yourself. All right.
He likes my thighs.
I didn't. I said nothing of the sort to either of you.
I would wear a tube top if you wanted me to.
No, thank
I
you.
would cut off my jeans at the fattest
No,
part of my thigh,
that would-
but
that
I
would
can't
be the
determine
bottom.
what that is.
I would vote yes on that.
Marissa, you're shaped like a pyramid.
I know.
Well,
That's not my fault.
I know. No,
I'm
it
on
is
a
your fault.
I'm on a DiGiorno pizza diet. It's not my fault.
I know.
I don't think you should feel bad for yourself. Pyramids are majestic.
Oh,
That's
Wayne.
right. People travel from all over the country to see them in Egypt.
From all over the country.
Yeah, all over
over
Egypt.
to
All
eat
parts
them.
of the United States. They all go to Egypt.
They go to Las Vegas to see the Luxor Hotel.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
of course.
That's the real pyramids.
They come from Cairo. They come from everywhere in Egypt.
Look, just because there's an older woman here on the show,
How old are you?
she's Marissa's 16.
I'm 16. How old are you?
I'm 17.
Oh,
I was
barely
born
legal.
before you.
Barely.
She's not legal. That's not barely
almost
legal. Almost barely legal.
God, you know what? This is just exactly what you've wanted, isn't it? Two underage women fighting over you. Well, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction.
Tracy's not fighting over me.
I'm not looking at her. I'm not looking at you. I'm putting on dark glasses, and I'm going to be a great guest on this podcast, and we'll let the public decide. Womp it up.
Okay, so you want some sort of vote after this podcast is released?
I would love a vote.
Of who's the better what?
Person.
Really? You want to go to person?
You know what, Reardon?
Tracy?
You just raised the stakes. Fine. Who's the better person?
Okay.
Fine. Who's the better person? I'm volunteering right now online.
David, do you have a preference at this point?
You know, I do. As I told you, I like the sweaty thighs. I love the tube top. But you know, the pyramid-shaped body also has, as I said, a certain majesty and a certain groundedness. That
this isn't The Bachelor. Just tell us who you're deciding on. We're not stringing it out, all right?
I'm just trying to think of.
It's very difficult to choose between
If
two
I have
women.
to decide, I'm going to look at each one and just see when I pop a boner.
Okay, well,
are we going to put a rubber band around it, or how are we going to know?
Do you want me to do a
Put
check on this?
stamps around it like on Sex and the City.
The camping honor system where I can just tell you.
No, I mean, I need to I need to verify this. So if I
Against
can,
my better
let me
judgment,
place
good
my
one.
hand upon your
All right,
penis.
I'm looking at Marissa now.
Okay, I have my hand upon his
Here we
penis,
go.
and
I have hair around each areola. I have a tremendous
yeah, she
amount
showed
of hair.
them to Judd Apatow.
You can get rid of that.
If that gives you anything.
Okay, good, because Judd's a friend, so that does count for something. And then here's Tracy.
I have no boobs, but my tube top stays up because of clothespins attached to my skin.
That does
There-
it. That did
there
it.
it was,
I think
yeah.
I might have even
That's
come
it?
to completion there. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, goodness. All right, well,
Can
so
we get a rag? A wet rag.
Don't worry,
a wet rag.
I keep wet naps in my knapsack.
That's like the furthest I've ever gotten with a guy, Willie.
what, him looking at you?
Well, because he made a wet one.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Interesting. Well, I'm so sorry, Marissa. Please, you know, I'm not cheating on you just because I have
No, it's
another
fine.
teenage
It's fine.
girl
As
on the
I
show.
said, I'm movingon.org. I don't care.
Okay, yeah.
I'm absolutely over it.
For those of you who are just listening to the show for the first time, Marissa is a 16-year-old girl who goes to Marina Del Rey High School.
Woman. WOMYN.
She's my intern. She never comes to the show. She pops up maybe once every 3-4 months.
Are you a feminist?
You know what, Reardon? Not interested.
I'm trying to make a conversation with you about
You know
something
what,
you're interested in.
Reardon? I have a lot of friends, okay? I'm not looking for another one. This isn't Babysitter's Club,
you
all right?
have a lot
Move
of
on.
friends?
Yeah. I have Listler.
Listler is not.
Yes, she is.
Listler
Charlotte
is-
Listler is my best friend.
She is a,
And my soul sister.
By the way, Listler is your teacher and an older woman.
My advanced learning program, STARS program.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a 44-year-old woman who used to be a sniper in the first Iraq War.
Yeah. No, we
and
we
she's
know all
my
about
best
her.
friend.
Yeah, that's weird. You should reach out to Tracy here.
You know what?
We're like the same age.
No, you're older.
But she's older.
It seems like Tracy is making an effort
Here's the
here.
thing, like, I don't like fighting. Like, I hate confrontation. That's like something everyone knows about me. Like, I hate
That's life, bitch.
Whoa.
Oh, God, where is this coming from?
I'm about the same age as Listler. Maybe we could go for a drink sometime.
Who, you and
But you
Marissa here?
gotta be
No,
careful
no,
what
you
you
and
wish for.
Listler? No, you don't want
gotta be
that.
careful what you wish for.
Married.
Yeah, you don't want that.
sorry.
Married.
You don't want your avocado to dip into the. What was it?
It was a white
Cool Whip?
asparagus that was dipped into a Fage yogurt.
Ooh, that sounds good.
My
It's called faggy.
You know what? That's homophobic.
Tracy,
It's
yeah.
pronounced
And I am
faggy.
You know, it's
Tracy,
not
I don't-
pronounced that.
Even if it is, I would appreciate it's like the word
French.
niggardly.
Whoa,
No
whoa,
one
whoa,
should
whoa,
say
whoa,
that
whoa.
word
Sorry.
anymore.
You're racist. You're racist.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You're
That word
racist.
should not ever be said
great.
anymore.
This might be
that.
the last episode of this podcast. It's going to get shut down by the FAA.
The FAA.
What is that?
That's the federal. That's the
The Air Administration?
Yeah,
Oh, they're having some tough troubles, right? Bring that up on Wade Scotting.
Well, no wonder they call this network Earwolf because it's like it's like howling like a wolf.
Good stuff. Guys, I hope that you can put aside your differences here. I mean, Tracy,
Why
you don't
don't
have any
I'm
differences.
trying to, like, I mean, I knew about the Twitter feud, to be honest. Like,
You guys were in a Twitter feud?
well, like, people were trying to egg us on.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, people were, like, forcing it upon us. And, like, here's the thing. Like, I can't really avoid what happens in my Twitter feed. Like, I will read every tweet.
Oh.
And so that was kind of stressful to me. And, like, I stayed up every night kind of worrying about it until I got here. And, like, I didn't know she was going to be here today. And so...
Well, I sent you an invitation to meet me outside the Marina Del Rey Public Library.
Yeah, but that was really aggressive.
Yeah, and I was going to cut you.
See, why would I
very
want to show up
aggressive.
to that?
Yeah.
She wrote that in the letter.
You should go to where she's at. So, people aren't going to want to come to you to be cut.
Come to Burbank.
I'm not allowed. I can only take the surface streets. How am I going to get there?
Come to Burbank. Come to my grandma's house.
Oh, fine. I will. I'll come to your grandma's house.
I dare you to climb in my window and cut me all night.
Don't. You know what? Don't make those kind of accusations.
I dare you to come in the window and cut me all night.
My God.
That sounds like an invitation at least
would be a
worth
night.
Is that going to be on demand? I'd really like to see that.
I'll wear my shorts. You can watch it.
Oh gosh! Well, guys, we have to take our first break here on the show.
I gotta cool down.
Yeah, you gotta cool down.
And you gotta womp it up.
Yeah, okay, I will womp it up if you cool it down. We are back here, and we have Jason Mantzoukas here.
Comedy Bing Bong, how are you?
Bing Bong! It's our 4th anniversary. Thank you so much for listening. We have Mike the janitor
Comedy
here.
beatbox, love it.
And of course, Tracy Reardon.
Hi. My wife.
Oh, of course. And a couple of guys just wandered in the studio. I know it's we have an open door policy here.
A couple of guys. Scott, it's the Bachelor Brothers, babe.
How's it going, babe?
I'm sorry, we've never been introduced, so I don't know why I would know you.
Benny Bachelor.
And I'm Barrett Bachelor, babe.
We're the Bachelor Brothers, and we run the Bachelor Records,
You've heard of it, baby. The hottest record label in town.
Just down the street.
Yeah, we're down the street. Our offices are above the hottest nightclub in the city.
Which
the
nightclub?
hottest nightclub in Los Angeles, and our offices are on the penthouse, babe.
Oh, okay. You've given me no details yet.
What's the name of the club? What's the name of the club?
Bachelor Pad. The Bachelor Pad. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I think you guys just made that up because you started saying it and then you got all excited that he came up with such a good one.
And then you guys high-fived.
I was thinking of all the hot nights we've had there with the sweatiest chicks in town.
And that's how you're supposed to say the name.
Is that what that place is about?
I'm really sweaty. I have sweaty thighs.
The sweatiest chicks.
Yeah, have you seen her glistening thighs?
Yeah. And we have some of the hottest bands show up. And then we put them on our Bachelor Brothers label, babe.
Bachelor Records.
Bachelor Records.
Yeah. What did you say?
Yeah, quit saying stuff that's different.
But we have some great acts come through.
Yeah, tell us about your acts, if you could.
Oh, well, this one.
I don't know why.
I'd also like to know.
Why are you on the show, by the way?
We're here to pry you away from Earwolf, babe. We got to take you off of your label and put you on Bachelor Records.
This is quite a turnaround.
Okay.
All right. So do you want to?
Hey, we did it.
Easy.
That was easy. See you guys.
Well, we just want you to also play some of our bands.
Oh, like who are your hottest bands?
Well, the Kooky Cavemen.
Wait, with their song
You got me rocking like a dinosaur.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Look.
They don't dress up like cavemen. They're wearing leopard skin tunics.
We only sign the most outrageous, wildest bands. These people come out in full prehistoric getup, loincloths, holding rocks and sticks.
Their instruments look like bones, baby.
Oh, okay.
Kids, they don't want regular bands that just come out with their guitars and their long hair and their fringed vests.
Wait, what?
They want.
Can I ask you a question
just like
quickly?
That's more for
cavemen.
guys like us that are 50.
I think so. Can I just a quick question? How old are you guys?
We're 13 years old.
We're twins. And if you might ask if one is older than the other, no. We were born at the exact same moment.
Wait, not even like a minute apart?
Not even a minute apart. We both slimed out at the same time.
Are you guys side by sides?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Holding hands just like we are right now.
But you must have been...
Yeah, why are you guys holding hands?
I
You've been
probably
it's
hurt
nice
your
to
mom.
see brothers
No,
getting
we were
along.
super tiny. We didn't hurt her at all.
I hurt my mom when I came out.
We know.
Don't boast, dear.
But
So,
yeah.
is it interesting to see an older woman like this, Tracy?
I'm 17.
Hobby, jailbait, jailbait.
Why are you calling an older woman
You're jailbait.
Jailbait.
You're
She's
jailbait.
Also, what was that expression you used?
Hobby.
Hobby.
Do you want to hear about another band?
Of course I do.
My
All right.
wife, I certainly do.
Yeah, my wife.
All right, another one of our bands is called 1993, and all their songs are about 1993.
Ooh, you got me rocking like a clone dinosaur.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They have Gennaro's Lament, about the lawyer from Jurassic Park.
Hey, Raptor baby.
So specifically, not just about 1993, but about Jurassic Park.
Oh,
I suppose that's one way of
you
thinking
want
about
to split
it.
hairs.
Hobby. I'm just trying to understand what's going on.
Hobby. You guys call everyone baby.
Big surprise,
Yum,
the
yum,
janitor's
yum, yum.
splitting hairs. What?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
did you say? Jailbait?
Jailbait.
Not a
Jailbait and the janitor. Sounds like a
said-
great wild rock act.
Whoa.
We guys should sign them.
All
You
right.
should sign him. I only play Bones.
Hey, that's perfect. We got to introduce you to the, what were they called? The Kooky Cavemen.
And Mike the janitor here sings about Fishbones a lot.
It's
Really?
Fishbone, the band that was playing the first time I walked into Amoeba Records, and I was wondering why it was so crowded in there.
Oh, you mean they were physically playing?
Yeah.
No, just over
I
the
thought it was
PA.
over
Sing your
the-
song for them.
Oh, don't throw
Oh, I
a
know.
boot at me just because I'm
Sitting
yelling on a fence.
fence.
I'm a cat and I ate an entire fish skeleton. It's what I do. I don't like Mondays, but
are
I
you
love
signing
lasagna.
Hey, come over here. Talk to me in private real quick.
I'm seeing dollar signs, my man.
Yeah.
You're looking at a dollar bill currently.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a big turkey sub.
You guys brought
Are
those
holding
in.
a turkey sub.
Is that your change from buying those turkey subs? Is that why?
Yeah, the change we got was more turkey. Hey, would you be opposed?
The change you got was more turkey.
More
Yeah.
turkey.
You never been to Bachelor Subs?
Would you be
paid for the
opposed to a
sub,
costume?
and we're giving turkey as change.
Wait. Did you buy sandwiches at your own restaurant?
At the Bachelor Pad.
Wait, what?
Bachelor pad subs.
Yeah.
That was not,
Stop high-fiving.
That moment.
not worth a high five. What they do is they separate their hands from holding hands in order to then high five with those hands.
But then they clutch back immediately.
Yes.
Yeah, like magnets. Like two magnets.
Hey, this just occurred to me. Does the dollar sign actually appear on the dollar bill?
It doesn't. And I was going to ask.
I think they spell it out every time, right? It's
They
not
don't
like
put
play
dollar
money that you
signs.
get.
I
There's no dollar sign on a dollar.
I don't think there is. I think they just say this is $1.
You know,
I handle
plenty in my
money
bank
all day.
account.
I gotta say, for the Bachelor brothers, cash money's a little beneath us. At our headquarters, it's all doubloons.
Oh, whoa.
Really? Some of those
Well,
Deutsch...
that's because we signed the hottest act in town.
Oh, what's that?
The Pirates.
The pirates, the butlers, the garbage men.
Wait a minute.
the janitor.
This is getting dangerously close.
He picks up garbage all day for money.
Well,
he does it. He does it.
He does it for
The
love.
only thing he asks in
But
return.
the only thing he has is money.
Can I explain something to you fellas? Here's what I do. I clean up other people's filth, and all I ask in return is a paycheck. That's it. That's all I want.
well, I believe you also just negotiated for ownership over that trash.
Yes, I did. Thank you, Mr. Aukerman.
That- you don't have
Now
to
I
suck
own
up
all
to him.
that
And
trash.
you don't have
Yeah,
to
you
suck
got
up to
the
me anymore.
deal.
You got
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
You piece of shit.
The problem, here's the
I
biggest
might as well
problem.
mop you up. That's what I think of you.
We may not be able to sign you because we have an act called the Janitors. They're a bunch of people. They dress up like the oars you use to row a boat, and they're all named Janet.
Oh, conflict of interest. Yeah.
That sucks, baby.
The Janet Oars.
Yeah.
So it's a band full of people dressed as
hey,
oars.
why
They're
did
all
you
named
say
Janet.
right before that?
Seems weird you guys didn't high five on that one.
Yeah, high five.
It's in development.
We're tickling each other.
Ew.
Bonus clip. This was requested a lot by people. Yeah, a lot of people requested this clip, and so this is from episode 237. This is a person named Tito Ben. Tito Ben. And this is him. He came on. He talked about his business, the Filipino Blockbuster, in the mall in Filipino Town, and where he rents movies that he makes. And but he also has a side business where he has a karaoke night in his business. And all of the karaoke tracks are him singing all of the backups. So this is him demonstrating that. So let's hear that right now.
All right.
Clip.
You know, if you come every Tuesday, I host a karaoke night and I will back you up.
Where do you do
Live.
that? Where do you host the karaoke?
Across the street, there's this car wash.
Okay.
And after hours, they open up the wash.
Oh, and how's it going?
Good. Couple people singing the same songs. A lot of, I want to sex you up.
Right. How do you? Let's hear the background to that one.
Ooh, yay. Feel real good. Wake up on you. Do you up? We drop you up. Ha! And then it's mostly them.
Oh, okay. Then they take over, yeah.
You are good, man.
Wow.
It's almost like you got like a track in your head.
Well, that one has been done so many times.
Oh, yeah. Number 8. Ben Schwartz, we all know from...
Here we go.
Hit him with your resume.
So you didn't do any research. You did no research.
I mean, I know you're on Parks and Recreation occasionally, and then that show that's based on the diner.
Stop. I'm going to stop you. No, I'm going to stop you. Every single time I'm on the show, you say it incorrectly, to the point of now I get tweets all the time calling my show House of Pies.
Wait, that's not it?
That's not it. Straight off the bat,
What diner is it based on?
And then one time you didn't even purposely make the mistake, but you called it Shameless a couple times. You have no idea what my show is called.
Well, look, it's not on basic cable, right?
No, it's not on basic. Well, neither is IFC.
IFC is, I mean, maybe you pay for it, but it's sort of basic cable.
It's kind of basic.
It's a little higher tier, but not as high as, what's your show on Stars?
Oh, God. It's on Showtime. It's right after Shameless. It's called, hit him with it.
Shameful?
Nope. One more time. House
of Shame?
Nope.
The Blame Game.
I'm going to take you through it. Just say it with me. Ready?
Shame Game Blame.
Look at my lips.
How are you? No?
No, it's not.
It's not called How Are You?
What was that show that lasted a couple episodes that was like, it was like they walked through a door in America. It was popular overseas in America. Do you remember Jason Alexander?
Wait, people walk through doors on this show?
Thank God you're here.
It was called Thank God You're Here.
Who is that? Who is this? Is that Dracula?
Dracula.
He sounds like Drac.
No, this is our good friend Werner Herzog is on the show. Director extraordinaire, actor from Jack Reacher. We talked about that the last time you were on the show.
You're in Jack Reacher?
I played the one-eyed, one-fingered villain in Jack Reacher.
Is that true?
Wait, one finger missing or one finger on his hand?
He had one finger remaining pretty much.
No spoilers, Werner.
Was it the finger? You know what I'm talking about? Was he flipping people the bird all the time?
Sadly, no. You would. That was a source of great debate between myself and the special effects department, who were.
This is between the special effects department, not the director.
Right.
They're in charge of these decisions?
Nor the prop master. You're talking about the green screen guy.
Yes, the director was forbidden to direct me, as I am also a director.
Oh, that's how it works.
It cancels itself out.
Yeah.
That's also why I kept my acting to a minimum.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense.
I wanted to, as they were green screening my fingers, I wanted to keep the middle.
So you just wore
finger.
green tape over the other fingers?
It was just that simple.
Or was it a green mitten that you cut one finger off of?
That's a better idea. I wish we had done that, because
it would have been so much easier.
The glue, I had an allergic reaction to the glue from the tape, from the green screen tape.
So your fingers then really turned green?
They turned green and swelled to an enormous size.
How did you know, though, if you couldn't see them any longer because they had green tape around them?
I'm not sure if you understand how green screen works.
Oh, well, I don't know.
And
maybe I do, maybe I don't. Let's let the listeners be the judge.
Some of the scenes you don't have fingers, then some of the scenes your fingers are little tiny dinosaurs or whatever the green screen guy wants to do.
That is true. I am at the mercy of the green screener.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't see this movie. Oh, but what finger did it end up being?
Why didn't he see it?
Yes, may I ask you a question?
Please, we don't need to ask each other if we can ask these.
Why did you not see the film Jack Reacher?
Well, it was an inconvenient time for me. I believe it opened on Christmas Day.
Wait, can we for a second take a breath? Werner Herzog just asked you why you didn't see Jack Reacher. That's crazy in this random podcast.
Things like that happen in the show. I mean, if you're listening to the show for the first time, maybe you're interested because you saw the TV show. We have celebrities on like Ben Schwartz and Werner Herzog, and they I mean, I don't know. You wouldn't think that they would mix so well together, but these guys seem to be getting along.
What we share in in common, I think, is an inquisitive nature.
Yeah, that's true.
A relentless thirst for the truth.
It's true. Honestly, he's right. You're laughing, but
Is
you're
that
being
why you
asshole.
come on this show, is to get at the truth?
Yes.
What kind of car do you drive? Is it like a Prius, a Earth conscious car? Or?
I drive an Earth.
No, he hates nature.
I hate nature, so I drive. I drive it. It's called a.
Is it a Humvee limo?
It's called a Humscalade. It's a Humvee and an Escalade. Two of them. They have been sawn in half. And then welded together.
Wait, not the back half and the front half. It's just literally the right half and the left half?
Exactly, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
It takes up a street and a half.
So where do you drive?
Not many places, sadly. But when I do, everyone knows about it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Werner, what finger? Did we get to the bottom of this?
I had the thumb and the index finger on my left hand, so I could count to 2 European style.
Smart,
Okay,
good.
Yeah.
Good.
You could also point at people.
And you could do a gun, but a bad improv gun.
I could point at people. I could do a bad improv gun. I was prevented from doing an improvisation phone. I could do a Bill Clinton.
A little harder, though, I'd admit. Okay, I'm going to try to practice this. Okay, I don't have a thing. Oh, yeah. Oh,
It's this. It's just this. It works.
Yeah, I guess it works.
I did not have sexual relations
That's
with
good.
that woman.
You could thumb wrestle, but like your base would be very weak. Your base would be frail, but you could thumb wrestle.
With thumb wrestling, I had to rely very much on my
kindness of strangers?
forearm strength and the kindness of strangers, as illustrated in the play A Streetcar Named Desire.
Yeah. Blanche.
You were
Blanche, yes.
Blanche de Bois. How many times in the movie did you do the Fonz like, hey, and put your thumbs up?
Well, that's what I was going to ask is you did get to riff the who has 2 thumbs joke.
And little else.
This guy.
Yes.
You sound like a gay Dracula.
Who has
two
two
thumbs? And
now you sound more like Dracula than I do.
I don't know.
You do.
That's off. That was wrong. That was wrong. But wait, what is it? Who has 2 thumbs?
Who has 2 thumbs,
And little
and
else.
that's pretty much it, hand-wise. And then I would indicate to myself with my thumbs.
And would you say this guy?
I would.
Say it. Get me through it. I really want to hear.
I would. Here's
do
how
the whole thing.
It would go like this.
Wait, we're looking for the killer. Who is the killer?
Well, I'll tell you. Who around here has 2 thumbs, but very little else going on hand-wise? I am such a man. For the listener, I indicated myself
with
both of
those
my thumbs.
aforementioned
With his
thumbs.
thumbs.
Yeah,
Shit, that's really
that's
funny,
a powerful scene. What is your favorite movie, Werner?
Oh, good question. That's not your own.
That's not my own.
That's not by Prince either.
Oof.
Oh, now you put him into a hole.
That narrows things down.
By 95%.
Probably
Freddy Got Fingered.
Herbie Goes Bananas.
Is that the sequel to Herbie Fully Loaded?
This is the original Herbie series.
Oh.
Yes. How many films in that series?
4.
Okay, and let's name them, of course. Herbie the Love
Herbie
Bug.
the Love Bug. Herbie goes to Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo, yes.
Herbie Goes Bananas.
Yes.
And then?
Herbie Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Can I tell you my favorite series?
Yeah, please.
Have you guys seen them or no? You guys seen Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3? Have you seen the ones after it, like episode 4, 5, and 6?
No, I didn't know that they
Have
did
you,
these.
Werner?
I've heard of them, but I have not seen them.
So there's like, I guess this joke doesn't work with that because they don't have titles after it. So they're called Back to the Future 5.
Is the 4th one. And then
Because
Back
the
to the
time
Future
continuum's
8.
all fucked up.
Yeah, it's all fucked up, and that's
Time
why.
continuum 8.
Yeah.
And then my favorite one is Back to the Future 6, Down and Dirty, Havana Nights.
So they go down to Cuba.
They do. Well, they go down to Cuba, but it's really long time ago.
So it was not illegal to.
No,
tour there.
it was like dinosaurs were there dancing.
Oh, dancing.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the dinosaurs dance. They didn't cover that in the Jurassic Park movie.
It is why they are extinct.
That's why.
Oh,
They focused too much on their dancing.
Yeah.
And they all developed eating disorders.
Yep, they were all caring about the way they
Oh,
looked.
and no one had practical jobs.
No.
That's right. And
They all wanted to be artists.
They were a very jealous group of lizards who envied one another, and they developed the mental strain of competition.
Sure.
And they all wanted to be the
destroyed them.
lead in the recitals, and only one could, only
It's
one
true.
could be the Black Swan.
Yes.
Wow, interesting.
Or I guess a black dinosaur.
Did you almost yawn while you said that, by
You
the
know
way?
what song's in my head right now?
What's that?
Am I allowed to sing or copyright infringement?
I mean, I'll bust you for it, but go ahead.
I'm going
and
to sing the first. It's from a musical.
Okay, great.
Okay, it's just I'm going to sing the very beginning of it. You tell me what
Don't
it is.
cry
first.
for me. No.
That's what it was.
Was it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was this. Ready? It goes, poor. All my life I've always been poor.
And
I got what I'm for. Do you know Werner?
And he
tells me, gee, I'm not sure. Sweep that floor, kid. Oh, eat
Bum,
that
bum.
floor,
I
kid.
did say
Oh.
eat that floor, kid.
I started life as an orphan.
A child of the streets.
Down
Here
on Skid Row.
He took me in, gave me shelter, a bed, crust of bread, and a job. Treats me like dirt, calls me a slob, which I am.
So I live downtown.
That's your home address. You live
downtown.
When your life's a mess, you live
downtown.
Where depression's just
Status quo.
Down on Skid Row. Someone tell me a way to get out of here. Cause I constantly pray I'll get out of here. Won't somebody please say I'll get out of here? Someone call Lady Luck, cause I'm stuck here. Downtown.
Gotta get up and well and get out of here.
Downtown.
Gonna get got my back and get out of here.
Downtown.
Talking Werner and then I'll get out of Skid. Everybody gotta get out of Skid. Downtown.
Gotta get out of Skid Row.
Dum 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 dum.
Dun, 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 dun.
Have you ever heard it? Have you ever heard that song?
Dun, dun, dun,
Have you
dun,
ever heard that song
dun,
before?
dun, dun, da, 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 da.
Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, la 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 la. Yeah, la 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 la. Here we go now. Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars band now. Stop it up, stop it up. Star Wars big trumpet player. Stop it up, Star Wars, stop it up. Just Werner, just Werner, just Werner.
Wow. Okay.
So wait, have you heard that song before?
So
I've never heard that song
copyright infringement is not a concern.
I guess not. No, I've never heard that before. What's that from?
It's from Little Shop of Horrors. That's crazy. You knew all the words and you never heard it before?
I was just following your lead, man. That's how good you are.
But we even harmonized and did the two-part part.
I did not notice.
I can't wait to hear this episode. I'm going to listen to that part.
I don't know that you demonstrated that you knew all the words. It verged on the Fred Armisen Kristen Wiig segment of Weekend Update.
Nor that we could harmonize. We didn't prove any of the things I said in that sentence.
Guys, it's time for one of our favorite features on the show. It's time for
break.
Werner Hertz. The Hertz rent-a-car. He's with us today. It's time.
What just happened?
It's as if Rob Schneider has
I was
walked
just
into the
going to
room.
say.
Making
the
coffees. Making coffees, lattes. It's time
Has he been excluded from the Grown Ups series of films?
I was wondering that. It's
Is that
coming.
true?
It's coming out this Friday.
I have not seen him in any of the advertisements.
That's what I was wondering because wasn't he front and center in the ads?
Are they
have
not
no
friends
idea.
anymore?
I have no idea.
I would hate to think that there could be any unrest in that group of friends.
But our good friends Nick Swartzen is in that movie.
He's in all those movies, right?
And Andy Samberg is in that movie, and Will Forte and Taron Killam.
There's a very funny scene where the grown-ups go to a car wash to have their cars washed, and they think it is going to be the common practice of sexy young ladies washing cars in bikinis, but instead the grown-ups they end up having their car washed by a bunch
You're
of
finding
men.
this funny, Werner.
It's the idea of it that their expectations have been
tables are turned,
have been destroyed.
Yeah. Would you like to direct Grown Ups 3?
I would jump at the chance to direct such a film.
What is keeping you then? I mean, I would love to see a comedy.
My phone has not rung. I would love to. I've put it out there many times that I would love to direct a hilarious Hollywood comedy.
What would your idea of a Grown Ups 3? What would happen in it? Some set pieces.
We have our cast, right? We have our Kevin James, we have our Adam Sandler, we have our Chris Rock, we have our David Spade.
That's correct. And
possibly Schneider.
Hopefully.
I would definitely bring him back into the mix.
Even if he wasn't friends anymore with Sandler?
Especially.
Oh, wow.
Okay, good.
I would use the friction to fuel the story, which is the grown-ups find themselves in a burning building.
And how many, I mean, this is a question I have to ask you, how many of them make it out?
Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but none.
That's not spoiling anything, I think.
That's like the original ending of Little Shop of Horrors.
And how soon into the movie do they burn alive?
Not all of them burn alive.
Oh, some of them commit suicide first?
Well, yes, but not all of them.
Okay.
Who's the last one to perish?
That Alan fellow who's in all of the Adam Sandler movies.
Alan Corbett?
Yes.
He's the last man standing.
He's the last man standing.
And what does he say?
He is a firefighter who comes in just a moment too late, and then he is crushed by a beam.
So then what's the last frame of our film?
As he is crushed by the beam, he says, "I'm a homosexual."
Why?
And then everyone, because it's a laugh line.
It's a laugh line. The films such as these posit the idea that homosexuality is the funniest thing you can even imagine.
And then
so I want to end the film on a big laugh line.
But then crushed by a beam.
Yes,
his just rewards.
Whatever. Yes, it is ever thus to homosexuals in films like this. It is no less than he deserves.
You are getting so dark this segment. I have to say, my goodness.
I'm just trying to make everyone laugh.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you. From a deli owner, that's a rave.
I don't own a deli.
No, that's a reference to a commercial for rye bread from decades ago.
Tell us about this commercial. I'd love to hear about it.
Werner, did you just reference a commercial that nobody would know?
It was an American television commercial.
Growing up as a young man in Germany,
I was obsessed with television advertisements.
Anything American.
Anything American.
American television.
Rock and roll, blue jeans commercials for rye bread. And there was a series of it was a montage of different deli owners of New York City. And they made the makers of this rye bread made sandwiches for these deli owners to sample. The idea being that they would get a taste of this wonderful bread and say something positive about it, and then one by one they all give these reviews that are damning with their faint praise, saying it's all right, I don't mind it, and then the last fellow says it makes a nice sandwich, and then the announcer's voice comes in and says, from a deli owner, that's a rave. Because they are notoriously stingy with their compliments about foodstuffs.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
God,
we are
I
getting
haven't seen a commercial for rye bread in a long time.
Did you ever see that commercial for Where's the Beef?
Well, it wasn't for Where's the Beef.
Yeah, for that product, Where's the Beef?
No, you're thinking of, that's what the woman says.
What?
No, she says Where's the Beef? It's for Wendy's.
What's Wendy's?
Wendy's is...
I've seen that commercial a million times. It's for Where's the Beef?
And what is she pointing at? She's pointing at that the burger has no beef on the regular burgers, but at Wendy's it has more.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, come to Where's the Beef and you get the beef.
Have you ever been to Where's the Beef?
I do have
I've always wanted to go. I've never seen one around. I assumed it was a regional thing.
I do have to ask you, Scott, do you, in your mind, you remember the announcer saying, come to Where's the Beef?
Of course. I saw it a million times. He obviously says that.
Where? What part? Ready? You be the woman.
Yeah, okay. Hey, I want a hamburger.
I beg your pardon. May I also be in the advertisement?
Yes, please, of course, if you don't mind, Werner.
I will play the role of the fellow who is serving the beefless hamburger.
That's great. Okay.
And who are you, Benny Strauss?
I'm your friend.
Oh, okay, you're my friend.
The other old lady.
I'm the other old lady.
Come, old lady. Let's talk to this gentleman.
Hey, we'd like 2 burgers, please.
2 of them.
Welcome to the hamburger establishment. 2 burgers, you say?
Yes, please.
1 moment, please. Make those 2 hamburgers promptly. Oh, we have some already waiting under some lights. Fantastic. Here are your 2 burgers, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Wait a second.
This big burger tastes terrible. Let's go to Where's the Beef?
No, wait, I have a question.
Huh.
Where's the beef?
Yes, let's go there.
No, where's the beef?
Yes, let's go to Where's the Beef?
Sir, where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Are you referring to this skimpy serving of beef that is in this hamburger?
Yes.
I do apologize. I hope you understand that the corporate culture that has a stranglehold on this nation causes us to serve less than satisfactory food.
Well, I think that portion sizes could be reduced. We're all getting too fat these days.
You raise an interesting idea. Perhaps it is time to cut back on our beef consumption.
Did you know that?
Cut. If I'm the director, I'm saying cut now.
What? What's
Because
that?
I don't know what the product is.
I was about to go.
I think we're against what my product is.
I was about to go into the fact that 90% of the truck traffic in the United States is from beef.
Well, as the director, can I come in here for a second?
Well, as you know,
I know
guild rules forbid you to direct me.
Yeah, so I guess you'll just have to talk to me.
You direct Scott. I will carry on with the commercial in the way that I see fit.
Okay.
While I'm directing him?
Yes.
Okay, well, the whole thing is also at the beginning, if the hamburgers are there
these
waiting,
two ladies would
why
be
wouldn't
better
you just
served
take
by
them out
going
immediately?
to
They're
a
there right
different
next to him.
hamburger
The other time is,
establishment,
stop saying
that
where's the
offers,
beef. It's about Wendy's. It's about
more
the burger
substantial
inside.
hamburger
Okay?
than,
you never want me
we
to say
offer
where's the
here.
No, say
I
where's
think
the
it is
beef. We
also
should go to
time for
Wendy's.
us
They
to
have big
consider-
burgers. Okay?
reconsider our business practices.
I mean, just I guess jump in this. Jump in this, I guess. Go.
Hey, excuse me. Where's
Yes.
the beef?
Stop, cut. Listen to me. I have notes again.
I wonder
This is what you got to
that
do.
old
Don't
lady
say
meant
where's
when she
the
said,
beef.
"Where's
Say
the
literally where's the beef.
Is that
We got to
the
get a
name
bigger
of a
burger,
place,
okay?
or is she-
And
I
actually
definitely
jump
got
in.
it.
It's like a
The
fucking
advanced
water slide. Go.
stages
Excuse me,
of
sir.
dementia.
Where is that beef?
Stop. You didn't even say beef on that time, okay?
I fear
this
that
is
this
what you should
woman
do.
is,
Say it with me
what
right
did
now.
I say?
into
You said,
a
where's
state
the
of
beef?
dementia,
You said
perhaps
beef.
brought
Where's
on
the
by
beef?
Where's the beef?
her advanced
Yes,
I
it is.
couldn't possibly have
and,
said
Say
that.
it with me.
she is
Where's the
only
beef?
Where's the
catching
beef?
some
Where's
of
the
what
beef?
her
All right, I'm
friend
going to jump in.
is saying.
Excuse
Go,
me.
jump
Beep the beep.
Cut. That'll do it.
All right, we got it.
Number 8.
Oh, man, what an episode, huh? Well, I want you guys to come back and listen to part 2.
I do too.
Well, you're going to be here for it.
Well, no. I want them to come back
Oh,
too.
yeah, you do. Well,
For
tell
the
them.
for the
Tell
listener.
them.
Okay, listen, listeners. I also want you to come back. It's not just Scott. It's
bottle
not
it up inside.
It's not like Scott wants you to come back, and I'm like, I hope they stay away. I want you to come back too.
Good. Thank you. It's good to express something like that.
That felt good to say. Thank you, Scott.
All right, very good. So come back to that. Part 2 of our very special Best of 2013. And before we go out, we're going to hear something else from the Peanut in the Rain. This is Mike Hanford as Ducky Powell doing his wonderful song. We will see you on the next episode, part 2 of 2013. See you then. For now. Well, so where are we in this? We seem to be at a stalemate.
What brings
Having a
you? We
fantastic
find
time.
ourselves at a curious crossroads. What?
I'm maybe the hottest I've ever been.
I should say, Scott.
Don't take that jacket off.
Don't know. I will not. Don't
What
think you're
brings you by today? Was that sort of a question that a host might ask?
Please do.
I was gonna sing a song if I could.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Yes. Music.
Yeah, music.
Yeah.
Music.
Sing it.
Sing the song.
Well, I would enjoy some accompaniment if possible.
He's got a mellifluous voice.
What is it?
I can carry it too.
Guys, do you hear that? You're not wearing headphones.
No.
I see gnarly trails, fresh powder too. I grab bits of air, so tasty it's true. And I think to myself, what a thrashable slope. All my ski buds are grabbing tasty air.
I'm gonna count these pets.
There are smiles on their faces as they pop nasty flare. I see gnarly back scratchers.
What?
And tasty daffies too. They're tricks. What they're really saying is skiing fucking rules. I munch tasty powder.
19.
I'm talking about snow. There are so many trails that I'll never know.
Oh, I got emotional.
And I think to myself, what a
Now I just think he's on
thrashable
coke.
slow. And I think to myself, what a nasty, tasty, gnarly little slope. Skiing rules.
Oh, wow. Thank you, my dearest friends, for listening in.
This has been an Earwolf Media production. Executive producers Jeff Ulrich and Scott Aukerman. For more information, visit earwolf.com.
Earwolfradio.com. The wolf dead.